Hey there, all you cool, epic, and awesome fans, followers, and listeners. You're now listening to episode 99 of the Cool, Epic, Awesome podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your co-host today.
I'll be the co-host, Joe.
And on episode 99 today, we are very happy to be joined by Mr. ColeFilmz himself. Cole, thanks so much for joining us. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm having a good day so far, and I appreciate you guys having me on here, man. Really excited to do this.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun episode. We're excited to have you. So, yeah, our listeners know a lot about mine and Joe's film taste, but they don't really know you. So why don't you tell the people some of your favorite films, favorite directors, just give people some of your background and what you like in film.
Yeah, I got you guys. So I got my Letterboxd top 4. I got my favorite directors and actors. Well, my favorite film of all time is Back to the Future. I find that film extremely rewatchable. I think that is one of maybe 10 perfect movies. And I feel like it's crazy how you look at that film, every single scene is just so iconic. You know, even at like dinner at Lorraine's house, you know, you got the 1.21 gigawatts scene. You got everything about that movie I think is perfect. And I saw that movie when I was 12 in a theater for the very first time. And it definitely blew me away. My second favorite film is definitely going to be The Social Network. David Fincher is amazing. And
Agreed.
I feel like, yeah, he's amazing. And I think when you look at that film, that is how I feel like a biopic should be made. And I feel like that is just the best thing Fincher's ever done. I feel like when you look at it from a technical standpoint and a writing standpoint, it's one of those perfect films. My third favorite, which I believe is the best film of the last 20 years, I got Dune Part 2. On a technical level, it is just this gorgeous film. The cinematography is amazing. The music's amazing. Timothée Chalamet as Paul is just phenomenal. And everyone in that film, especially like Austin Butler, does an amazing performance. The spectacle's there, and just the whole story between you see him in one as a boy to being Mahdi is this amazing arc, you know. And I feel like it was one of those films that blew me away, and I cannot wait for Dune 3. I don't know about you guys, but that's my most anticipated.
Yeah. You know, tickets are going on sale next week for the 70 millimeter IMAX. So
on Tuesday.
I'm getting ready. Yeah.
You guys don't have your tickets yet?
No, I mean, I missed out on the initial batch, but...
Wait, you didn't get... I have one, but it's like a horrible seat.
Sorry to cut you off midway. You can finish after, but I just wanted to mention this. What's it called? I got a seat when they did the initial drop, but it was front row at 11 p.m.
No.
And basically what happened was, like, my 4 AMC A-list reservations were all clogged up, and I needed a ticket, so I was like, I gotta drop this.
What annoyed me is that I bought it on the wrong day. It says right there on the top Friday. See, I bought it on the wrong day, so I'm seeing a 70 millimeter on the Friday, but I gotta do Doomsday, so I gotta go see it Thursday.
Yeah.
Even the Doomsday tickets right now are like,
it's tough.
I was only able to get one on a Sunday.
You got Doomsday as well?
Yeah, bro, for 4.5, I got in the Dolby.
You're on a different level, man.
Yeah,
I got that. I got the Odyssey tickets right in the middle, dude. 6 o'clock Thursday. I was like, let's fucking go, dude. But I think it's harder because you guys are in New York. That's the only 70 millimeter around you, right?
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah. There's none in Philly, I don't think, either. That's like probably the next closest city.
We got 4 by me.
You have 4?
In an hour
Cali.
span, yeah.
That's insane, bro. That's awesome, though.
That's sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger chances to get them. But anyways, yeah, you can continue. Sorry to cut you off there.
Gotcha. Where did I end up on the tickets? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are excited for Dune Part 3, but I'm pumped. That's my number 1. I'm so excited for that film. But my last one is more of a personal one. Obviously, you guys see my content. You guys probably know what I'm about to say. You guys probably see what I'm wearing. You guys probably see the merch. But Marty Supreme, I love that film, and it became more of a personal thing because I remember when I watched that, I was kind of like struggling in life, like kind of like being too comfortable and not knowing really what I want to do. And when I saw that film, it really spoke to me in the way of the ambition, where I saw that film and you see this character who's doing what he absolutely can to reach his goals. And that spoke to me. And obviously I'm not doing it like how he did it, but I see that and it made me want to inspire and dream bigger. So because of that film, I started doing content, and I'm going back to school very soon.
Nice.
Because of that, thank you. And because of that film, really got me to inspire to have a better life.
Damn,
awesome.
I'm about to start tearing up, bro. You're inspiring me.
Yeah, and it's funny, I go on TikTok live a lot, and people see this, and people just like call me a glazer. I'm like, nah, dude, I see perfection. All right, like it's more of a personal thing, but I that is definitely a film I adore. I think we're just talking about the film. I loved chaos, so a lot of movies with chaos, like Anora, a Safdie brothers film, The Bear, is stuff that I really love because I just love like how it makes you feel. I'm not a type of guy to get anxiety in a film, but those are great. So for favorite directors, I'm going to give a shout out to Zach Kreger. Zach Kreger is right now been on top of my list for horror. I loved Barbarian and I loved Weapons. I think those two horror films are definitely some of the best horror we have gone within the last 10 years.
Agreed.
I think he's killing it. And as a diehard Resident Evil fan my entire life who has put thousands of hours in that game, I'm so excited to see his film next month. It's definitely... Oh, I cannot wait for that one. And then I would definitely have to go with Denis Villeneuve because of primarily Dune, Blade Runner, Prisoners. You can't go wrong with his spectacle. Christopher Nolan is definitely up there. But if I had to go with my two favorites of all time, I would have to go with Tarantino because I feel like there's only one bad film he's ever made, and all the other ones are an 8 out of 10 or higher. And Steven Spielberg, because I feel like Steven Spielberg, in my opinion, is the best director just because he's able to make some of the best movies in the respective genres, whether it's like a historical film, an alien film, an action film. He does it all. And I feel like for him to do that really has to cement himself as my favorite and the best director of all time.
Damn, bro. Great taste. I got to ask before you continue. What is Tarantino's worst film, first of all?
Yeah, it was actually...
I think Jackie Brown.
Okay. That's the one I haven't seen, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Really? It's the only film I believe that he did that was adapted from something.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But my favorite of his is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And I don't agree with that. I think that's his worst film. Yeah.
Really?
I think that's his worst film.
My top three of his is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Hateful Eight, and Django Unchained.
Yeah, I think Django is his best.
That's not a bad take, though. That's a great take.
I love Django.
Hey, what about you?
Probably Kill Bill.
Which one? Or would you put both together?
Probably. I just feel like it's together as like one story. So I feel like it's like one, That
sure. That's Django, also not probably. A bad take.
Yeah.
I'm lower on Pulp Fiction.
I got the poster right there.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. A lot of his filmography, I think, is slightly overrated, but I don't want to get into this right now because this is your time to shine. But
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
All right, just continue.
Tarantino, and then we're going to talk about actors. My two favorite actors, probably, it's almost at all time, but right now it's definitely Timothée Chalamet and Robert Pattinson, because what I love about what actors are able to do is to show their range. And these two actors are able to show their range in completely different ways. While when you look at like Chalamet, you look at his last 4 years of film, he was able to play Paul Atreides, Wonka, Bob Dylan, and Marty, 4 completely different, characters. And as much as I love like people like Glenn Powell, like I'm a big Glenn Powell fan, he plays the same character all the time.
Yeah.
Like if they were to do like a live action Sly Cooper, I would think of Glenn Powell. And he played Glenn Powell. Sorry, he played Sly Cooper, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Robert Pattinson, like, dude, like this year alone, he played a boyfriend in drama. He played Antinous in The Odyssey. He's going to be the villain in Dune. He's going to be fucking Chris Hansen.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and we'll talk about that later, but oh my gosh, dude, like that was crazy. Like,
I know his range is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this might be a hot take, but I think he's the best Batman.
I honestly don't think that's a hot take.
You don't think it's a hot take?
I feel like I feel like I actually had a conversation with a couple of my friends recently, and I was like, "Who do you guys think is the best Batman?" And I'd say like more than half of them said Pattinson.
Pattinson?
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm a Michael Keaton guy personally, but
he's a great Batman.
He's great. Yeah, I feel like anyone off the street, a lot of people say Bale.
A lot of people say Bale. Yeah.
I think he's the worst. Or well, I mean the worst of like the big 4. Like I think
as an Affleck, Bale.
Yeah. Okay. Like Clooney,
it's just like
it's not.
It's like its own take on the character, kind of.
He's a good Bruce Wayne, but like his Batman just feels the least like Batman. like comic accurate Batman. He's got like a militarized
see that.
suit and stuff, you know. But
I can see that. I remember when I saw the Batman in the theater, and he's like coming out of like the shadows, dude. I was in awe. And then he said he just beats up the goon and says, "I'm vengeance." I was like, dude, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Like the opening monologue was fire. But yeah, those are my two. If I had to go actresses, I definitely would go Anne Hathaway. I think she's a great actress. I'm glad to see her back in the limelight. I haven't seen her recently. And then Elle Fanning would be up there.
yeah, Elle Fanning's a great pick.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of stuff recently.
Yeah, Sentimental Value.
Her sister as well.
She's going to be in
stuff.
New Hunger Games.
Which, yeah, I can't wait to see her in that film.
Yeah. I forgot who she's playing.
She's playing the girl, I forgot her name, the costume, Trinket.
Trinket.
The
like costume designer woman, yeah. Great
I
cast.
think she'll be one of the best performances of the movie.
Probably.
Yeah. I like
you think. What's it called? I was going to say for Elle Fanning.
If you can't put that in there, I get it.
Nah, it's all good. What's it called? When Sentimental Value came out, I actually saw a Q&A screening of it, and like the entire cast was there, including Elle Fanning. It was a really cool experience. But I saw like Stellan, Renata, Elle Fanning, Inga, who played the sister, and then Joachim Trier as well, like all for a Q&A.
Ooh, that's cool.
It was sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do a lot in Cali near you, but in New York, we have like a lot of opportunities like that. It's pretty cool.
That's sick. I've actually never gone to one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been invited to some screeners. I haven't been able to go to those, but I have not been able to do any Q&As. But I know the girl who, I can't remember her name. Her name's Jane, who did I Saw TV Glow. She just had a new film come out. I can't remember the exact name, but she had a Q&A over here in Burbank.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cool. I always try to go. You have to kind of like camp out the AMC out a little bit. Yeah.
I heard the AMC in Burbank is supposed to be like insane.
It's a nice one. It's a nice one. I live like 40 minutes away, so I'm kind of in like, I'm not trying to like dox myself, but it's like I live right by like Disneyland kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have a good theater around here that I like to go to, and they have some events over there as well.
Yeah. I kind of figured all the Angels stuff, honestly. I was like, that's not by choice.
Yeah. No, I'm a diehard fan. Yeah, dude, they're crazy. They just fired their pitching coach, but whatever. You guys Mets fans?
I'm a Mets fan, but I don't really follow baseball.
I'm actually a Cubs fan, and it's like
Chicago.
it's when we were younger, like we were maybe like 10 or 11 or something like that. I never really liked baseball too much growing up, and we went to Chicago, and we went to a game, and like I just kind of like really fuck with the vibes there, and then I just became a Cubs fan, and then they won this ship like 3 years later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you saw like 2013. That's sick.
Yeah.
I'm planning to try to go to Chicago in March because Angels are playing the Cubs, but I want to go try out a lot of the restaurants that were included.
Yeah, it's honestly a really cool city. But I could talk about that like for fucking 2 hours. I gotta digress.
Right.
So, all right, what are we talking about first? Spider-Man?
So Cole, thanks for the introduction. I gotta say, like, you actually have some great film taste, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting such aura.
Yeah, some people like.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was pretty. You were cooking with that. That was good.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But yeah, and Pattinson's a great take as well for like.
Yeah,
but he's got to be the best actor working right now.
Thanks.
He's got to be up there.
He's up there, man. Him, Timmy, man, they're just killing it up there.
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like he can just go to any studio right now. Well, Timmy too, and just be like, "Oh, I want to do this," and they'll be like, "Okay." Like, what are they gonna? You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna say no to anything they don't want to do right now.
Not to Robbie P. All right. So yeah, let's get things started. We'll move on to the first film, which is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So I know we're a little late on it, but I'm gonna read the synopsis and we'll get into it. A brand new day starts now. Fighting crime full-time as Spider-Man in a world that doesn't remember him, and the pressure of seeing his old friends move on without him, sparks a change in Peter Parker he may not have the power to control. But that transformation might also be the only thing that can stop a shocking new threat to the city and those he loves. A powerful villain no one can even see. So Spider-Man Brand New Day. So this is the fourth Tom Holland Spider-Man film. It's the first without John Watts, which a lot of people are pretty happy about. I don't think everyone loved John Watts' direction, although those first 3 films are pretty good in my opinion. But anyways,
Yeah.
so this one is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, and he brought a lot of his flair and a lot of his style to this film. I really enjoyed it. I feel like this felt the most like just watching Spider-Man flying around New York City straight out of a comic book. One thing I mentioned when we first got out was a big takeaway that I really liked was Spider-Man is in his suit for the entire movie. He's like walking around. There's a scene of him in the hospital. He's like talking to the detective, and he's just like in his suit. It felt like the Spider-Man game, you know? It's not like, it wasn't a ridiculous thing to have Spider-Man just be in his costume and be Spider-Man for most of the movie, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that aspect. But
yeah. Not to go back, but my friend, when we got out of the film, said it reminded him of the Batman, because that film also was like 80% just Batman, you know, while you're still able to sprinkle in some stuff about Bruce Wayne. And that's how I felt like about this film. Like, he's Spider-Man, but, you know, and they were able to sprinkle some things about, you know, Peter Parker, which I've kind of noticed. That it is reminding me of that a little bit.
Yeah. I really
what did you think of it, Joe?
I enjoyed it a lot as well. I loved the kind of idea of Spider-Man being in this New York where like the police have like energy guns and like criminals run around, and it's just very like normal. It's expected. I like his relationship with the woman Wolf, whatever. What's her name?
It's like Jean DeWolf.
Jean DeWolf. I it kind of felt very much like the Insomniac games with him listening to the police recordings and stuff. You can tell there's a lot of inspiration. Yeah. You can tell there's definitely a lot of inspiration from the games. Even some of the fight scenes reminded me of the games a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some opinions about like the mutation thing. We'll get into, like, obviously get into spoilers now. I feel like his mutation, it feels like they wrote that to be the symbiote, but they just didn't commit to it. I don't know what, like, you know what I mean? Like, because you could say, like, in the script, you could just say this is the symbiote, and the story still makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, and him getting the black eyes, I was like, oh, bro, like, the symbiote's gonna come out at some point, but I don't know. But
yeah.
Cole, what'd you think of it overall? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, I saw it 7 times in the theater.
7 times?
Yeah. I have a knack. If I love something, I'm gonna keep going to go see it until I get over it. But I saw it. I love the film. I definitely think it is the 3rd best overall Spider-Man film. I think it's the 2nd best live action Spider-Man film. I saw it in IMAX a couple of days ago, and that was a treat. I was like, man, like I'm surprised that not a lot of people are going to be able to see it like that.
Yeah,
but it was amazing. I think as a Spider-Man fan, as a guy who likes Tom Holland, I think this is definitely his best outing, and this definitely is making me consider him the best Spider-Man. I think there's definitely some complaints that I have, but they're more personal complaints, like more of like expectations, which I'll get into like when we talk a little more on spoilers. But the best thing that worked the best for me here was relationship between Peter and MJ. I have always complained about how that relationship was in the John Watts trilogy, and we'll talk about that a little more later. But the fact that that was my favorite part really, in my opinion, showed how great it was in this film.
Yeah, and that surprised me because going into the movie, I was kind of like, where we left off at the end of No Way Home, like, I don't want MJ and Ned to be in this. I kind of want Peter to, like, go, you know, start his life over, but he has
like a reset.
He has a ton of love interests in the comics that he could go for, you know, like Black Cat, Gwen Stacy. There's a bunch of characters that we're not going to see because of his relationship with MJ, but I think it was handled very well in this movie, and it is sort of like the emotional core of the movie.
And I feel like, honestly, part of the reason why a lot of people didn't like Watts was also their relationship never really felt right. It's always like kind of like kitty crush kind of vibes. Like they never really established their relationship together.
Literally,
and this is the first movie where like I actually felt emotionally invested in Peter and MJ's relationship. I don't know why. It's just in the Watts movies they aren't able to capture it as well. I guess it's the dialogue or whatnot, but the relationship was great. Like there's so many good scenes of them, and I like that, you know, in the end, like it doesn't work out. They don't end up together, and I think that's I like that they, you know, because the easy thing to do would be like, oh, let's get them back together, Zendaya and Tom Holland, they're married in real life. It'll be good publicity. But, you know, I think it makes more sense for them to be apart, him to find other love interests, like Matt said, via Black Cat, Gwen Stacy, and then maybe go back to MJ down the line.
I agree with that. Honestly, dude, I was a big fan of Liz. I liked Liz a lot in Homecoming, and I was like, I still kind of wish that like she was the love interest. I'll be honest with you.
She was gone after that first movie. Is she even?
Doesn't she date? But doesn't she date Ned?
No,
that's the other. No, that's the other girl. That's Betty Brant, right?
Oh, Betty Brant. Yeah, I'm getting confused. Okay.
He's talking about Vulture's daughter.
Oh, from Homecoming.
Vulture's daughter, yeah. Because I'm like, dang, dude, like, I'm like, that was cool because in my head it's like, man, they have an MJ, we have a Gwen, and now we have a Liz. I liked that. But my whole issue with the whole like MJ and Peter thing was straight up this is like, you don't know MJ's name the entire film. Zendaya's playing this quirky girl, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, well, thanks, guys. Well, my friends call me MJ. And then we're supposed to be like, oh, her name's MJ. And then in the beginning of Far From Home, it literally starts with Peter going to Ned and just being like, hey, dude, like, I'm in love with MJ. I'm going to get her this necklace. I'm going to be on her right by the plane. I'm going to tell her how I feel. And there was just no, like, there was no setup, you know? And when you look at, like, the Tobey Maguire film, you know, right in the beginning, his monologue says how much I love MJ. And
she's the girl next door, too. So, like, he grew up with her and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it is in the comics as well.
Exactly. And, like, and Matt, that's a great point because literally, you know, it's a girl next door. You see her for a long time. And you see, you know, Gwen and Peter. You see Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, like, staring at her, you know, liking her and all that. And this just, to me, had no setup. So for me to care was very hard. And the ending of No Way Home was great. I liked how they ended it. So for them to literally make it the best part of this film blew me away. Like, dude, I shedded a tear. Yeah.
I was going to say, I completely agree with like your issues with MJ in the first trilogy in the MCU. First of all, like the whole Michelle Jones thing is so dumb. Like, why? Why is she not just Mary Jane Watson? It's just like they're trying to be different. And what you were saying about like she says her name is MJ, and then the next movie starts and Peter's just in love with her. We're supposed to just accept it because Peter Parker and Mary Jane are supposed to be in love. So like as the audience, we're like, okay,
yeah. And not only that, they blipped. He blipped.
So he was gone for 5 years. She blipped as well, though, no? Or did she? Did she not?
That I don't know if she... I mean, she probably did blip because she's still in high school.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She probably blipped. But it's just like, I agree with you. It's just like, there's more at stake. You know? Like, there's other things we should be worrying about. Instead of me like, oh, I love MJ. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I also think another thing that they've done much better in this in the Watts trilogy was the swinging sequences. It was very much, it reminded me a lot of the Amazing Spider-Man. And you even saw when they shot in, where were they, Budapest or whatever? Like they have a guy on a rig like, physically, Glasgow, physically swinging. Like it's, I don't know, it's nice to see them actually like going out in the public and doing things like that. And I think it looks significantly better than any of the MCU Spider-Man swinging scenes.
100%. And the funny thing is, if Matt makes us a clip, he could probably find that tweet that John Watts said that was all like, for like the next director, don't use physical swinging. It looks dumb. And I'm all like, no, it doesn't, brother. No, it doesn't. It blew my mind that he said that. I got reminded that. And also,
I feel like this is just such a bad look for Watts.
Oh yeah. It's like I like the second I saw this movie, I made a video. I'm like, guys, John Watts needs to be in jail, bro. Like this is crazy. This is like a crazy difference. And also just remember, he was supposed to direct the Fantastic Four film.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up as well.
So I'm like, fuck it. I'm happy.
I think John Watts, he's good at like getting that Breakfast Club vibe to like the teen. Like when at Homecoming, I think is the best movie, and I think that for Peter's stage of his life, it's perfect. Like he's in high school, like. He has all these new friends, so it makes sense for that vibe. But like, he's an adult now, so like, this is a different type of Spider-Man. So I think it's obviously Daniel Destin Cretton captures that vibe significantly better than in any of the previous films.
Oh yeah, like it's just so funny. It's just night and day, dude. It's like
Yeah.
even Sam Raimi had sauce. Mark Webb, hey, like, look, we could talk about how bad his movies were, but like when even his action sequences and the swinging scenes, like they had sauce.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it
music was
great.
good. I like the music in the Amazing Spider-Man as well.
The score or the soundtrack?
The score.
Score, yeah, score is great because
Yeah.
I'm
He
not
has a good
I'm
theme.
not Dennis Hill. Why are you putting Coldplay on when he's like discovering his powers? Like, let's not do that.
That's
Come
people
on.
talk about the Supergirl needle drop. Like that one's up there as
bro.
well.
I completely
The
forgot.
TASM
They
2
do,
one's horrible.
Yeah.
they
it
do
is.
that fucking plot with his parents. I completely forgot about that. Like his parents are like
Yeah, this
secret
ain't a fucking
agents.
Bourne movie.
Yeah,
then,
it's,
like, they had
it's
that
funny
whole,
though
like-
because no, sorry, Joe. No, you can finish. Sorry.
They have like
Go
the thing with him in the subway where he has to get like the fucking tokens to like. It was just like, what happened? It was just a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and it's funny because talking about the web swinging, I see a lot of people on Twitter be like, "Oh, this is how the Amazing Spider-Man 2 opened, by the way," and it's like the scene of him swinging. Bro, no, that's not how it opened. It
No,
opened with Peter
that's not how
Parker's
it opened.
parents dying in a plane crash,
Yeah.
and being like secret agents, like, you know. But
Like,
anyways,
I don't give a fuck about his parents, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
have never once asked that question. Like, oh, what happened to his parents? They're dead. Like, that's all I ever knew. Like,
Yeah,
and
I
also
I think
introducing 3 villains in that movie along with that. It's like,
Owen Tasm too. Yeah,
yeah,
dude, crazy.
yeah. We were robbed of Paul Giamatti Rhino though. Would have been generational.
It's funny
it
because
honestly would have.
Maddie, who's my significant other, she loves those Tasm films because she loves Andrew Garfield because she grew up with those.
Yeah.
And I remember we watched the holdovers in the theaters, and I was like, "Do you know who this is?" And I bring up this like clip of him as Rhino, and he's like, "This is Aleski Saskovich," or whatever how he says his name. I'm like,
Yeah.
God, dude, like crazy work. I always forget that's
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly had no idea until after I watched the holdovers. I think you told me, Matt. You're like, you know, he played Rhino in The Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, it's like it was a weird career choice for him, but
Yeah.
he thought he was about to get his Marvel bag. But I mean, he would have probably been in the Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded. Dude, imagine
Yeah.
imagine Paul Giamatti playing this crazy Russian.
Yeah,
Listen,
like I just think
he
that's
was
such
better.
fun
He was better
casting.
than the Rhino and Craven. I'll say that.
Yeah, I forgot about
But-
that
Oh,
too.
that piece of shit film, dude. God.
I want to
Yeah,
actually
we're
talk
we're
about,
getting we're getting off
yeah.
topic though. Let's get back.
I
Sorry,
wanna
I'm
talk
having
ab-
a great time.
No, yeah, this
no,
is
us
just
too,
how.
us
Yeah,
too.
we're very conversational.
Yeah.
I want to also talk about the villains because there's a lot of them in this movie. Some obviously in it a lot longer than others. I appreciate the comic accuracy and the designs and all this stuff, but I kind of do wish that they had a little more to do in the story instead of just kind of being like, oh, here's Spider-Man fighting Tombstone and fighting like, I don't know, whoever the other people are. I don't know, the other C-list villains and stuff. But, especially Tombstone, I feel like they hyped him up like it's going to be this street level movie with like Punisher and Kingpin. Like I remember hearing stuff about like gang wars and things. So I was like, all right, Kingpin, at least like maybe this scene he's not in it, but like he'll be in like a teaser for something. I kind of wish that they focus more on that as opposed to, spoiler alert, Jean Grey being the main villain, which I think
She's
is
in the film?
interesting. Yeah, spoilers for everybody. So I do like the performance, and I also kind of like that they make her. She's not honestly like not a good person in the movie. Like she's
Dude.
not. Yeah, like, and
Yeah.
I like the idea that like, because I mean the X-Men are kind of morally gray as well. A lot of the characters,
Yeah.
So I like the idea that they kind of make her do this thing where the first kind of exposure to mutants with the public is this crazy event where like she takes over the Hulk and almost threatens to destroy New York. So the public already has a bad perception of mutants, and I kind of like that they set that up in this. I just don't know why it's in a Spider-Man movie.
Well, to add on to something real quick that you said earlier, Kingpin cannot be in a film. I forgot why, but
did I?
Vincent D'Onofrio said that he cannot be in a film.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean Kingpin. I meant who's the other gang lead? Tombstone. I'm sorry.
Tombstone. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he has that one scene with him like holding Spider-Man. I apologize.
Yeah,
I meant
yeah.
Tombstone. Yeah.
No, you're good. I guarantee there was some extended version of that. I would bet money. I think there was more
Yeah.
of that.
And
Yeah, I
that was
think
good
the villain-
casting too. He
yeah,
played him in Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah.
The villains, I think, are an issue in this movie, and especially Scorpion. Scorpion was like we got like this tease of Matt Gargan at the end of Homecoming. He finally comes back, and he's in like 2 scenes, and one of them he's being controlled by Jean Grey. So like he basically does nothing in the story, and I just was a little disappointed with that. And I like, as a Spider-Man fan, I want to see Spider-Man and like one of his greatest foes fighting, and like a bit like a Green Goblin, like a Doc Ock, some big Spider-Man villain that at the end of the movie there's a fight between them, not like a misunderstood villain that is actually a hero, and through the power of love and friendship you defeat her.
Well, that's where I gotta like counter. Is like how, because like they did fight them in No Way Home, so you kind of like already threw out an opportunity to use these people in a fresh way. Like he's like, oh, I've already fought this guy, or I've already fought Doc Ock,
Yeah.
and it's like
I think that honestly too, they want to, those villains they're saving because they want to actually, I don't know, they want them to be like not just one-off villains. Like I'm assuming if they introduce Doc Ock and Green Goblin, they're gonna appear in multiple films. So I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where they kind of plant the seeds. Like maybe in the next movie they'll introduce like Dr. Otto Octavius, and he's like a professor at a college, and like they'll introduce Norman Osborn as just like a regular person, and then eventually down the line, when he has these emotional ties to the characters, it'll make the fight so much more interesting. That's how I feel, at least.
That's true. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the Jean Grey thing, and I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think they made her like a little bit too evil?
Yes,
Or no?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
So I'll talk real quick about how I feel about the villains. But I'll go into this Jean Grey thing in a second.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind how they used Scorpion. But on a personal note, like I like Michael Mando a lot. I love Better Call Saul, and I love Nacho, and he's definitely an actor that I've been wanting to see succeed. I don't really want him to go the Aaron Paul kind of like path where he was in this amazing show, and then after that he's been in nothing. Aaron Paul is having a big resurgence right now, though. But
he was in
some
random sci-fi movie I watched last year.
I know what you're talking about, but
it's like the space like body horror one. I forgot what it's called.
He was in Black Mirror as well, but
yeah, he was in Black Mirror. He was in Dispatch. I don't know if you guys are gamers, but he was in Dispatch, which was it was like a choose your own adventure type game. But he's in the new Curry Barker film, Anything But Ghosts.
Yeah, he's in Anything But Ghosts, and he actually just got cast in Clayface.
Did he?
What?
Yeah. When?
Like a couple weeks ago, I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Is that fake news?
That'd be crazy if that was, though.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Real quick. If I missed that, I missed that. I'm gonna be blown away.
Yeah, Aaron Paul has joined the cast of Clayface in a brief role. All right.
No,
we found
way.
We found our Robin. No, I'm just kidding.
It
looks like we found our Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I feel like he's got to be playing some. Maybe he's playing a Batman villain.
Okay,
that like
it's
they're
not
gonna
like confirmed, but it's
it's just rumored.
It's just rumored.
Yeah, it's just rumored, but it's not confirmed. But
I smoke this fire.
That'd be fucking hyped. But yeah, so I wanted him to come back, and I'm like, man, he's back in a Spider-Man film. I was so excited to see him, and it was cool seeing him, but I don't see how they would have used him more as in the film. I don't see how they could have used him more in the film with the narrative they were telling, and I feel like they were using him as a way to further the plot. So that's what I'm kind of fine about it, but I really wanted more because, like I said, I've been rooting for this guy for a long time. And that fight scene was sick, dude. Like the second he puts his stinger into the concrete, and then, dude, that was cool. And like it's just like his voice, he's all like, "What's going on with you, Spider-Man?" I'm like, dude, this is sick. It's awesome. But I will say, before I get into Gene, is that I will say I wanted more of him, but also I didn't really get to see Scorpion be Scorpion because he was Gene. And I feel like I would have been cooler to see maybe a fight scene in the very beginning of the film with him, or like a little bit longer than what we saw during the little snow subsection in the opening. But my big issue I'm having right now with Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that he just hasn't had a villain for himself. Where you look at Homecoming Far From Home, Mysterio and Vulture have beef with Tony Stark, and then you see No Way Home, which is the other Spider-Man villains, and then we have an X-Men, which I feel like narratively it makes perfect sense introducing Jean Grey here because of all the trauma she has, and you could talk about Peter Parker who had this trauma.
And they're like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with I agree with what you're saying, because honestly, like, they are similar age range, like from like behind the scenes perspective of it. They know this movie, everyone's gonna see this fucking movie, and they want to put the lead of their next X-Men movie basically is the co-lead in this movie. So like everyone sees Jean Grey in this, and it's kind of not that the X-Men need exposure, but like, you know, people obviously, I feel like people liked her performance, so they're gonna be like, oh, she's gonna be in the next she's gonna be in Secret Wars technically next, but you know, like it's like, oh, she's gonna be in the next X-Men movie. I understand why they did it. I just would like I agree also. Scorpion, like, there wasn't really much for him to do besides like fight Spider-Man. Like, there wasn't really like a big, like, I don't know. He doesn't have like a massive beef with him. Like, he just, I don't know. So I agree with
What is Scorpion's motivations in this universe? Like, we don't really know anything about him.
Honestly, I mean, he's an.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Well, Scorpion was just more of like a gangster. I mean, that's how I've always kind of seen him as. He's just more of a gangster. I mean, like, he was doing illegal, like, he was like smuggling illegal stuff in Homecoming, like the stuff that they needed. And that's how I see him. And I feel like he uses his costume to do those kind of things, but he could definitely be in a future film. I mean, Michael Mando said that he wants to come back. Yeah. And I feel like having him as a villain would be so cool.
He becomes Venom in the comics. I mean, Venom. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And then, dude, you know what? You could do Secret Wars with the symbiote, and then you can bring the symbiote here, and then there you go. Then we're saved. But back to your Jean Grey thing, I like Jean Grey as the villain. I do think she was a little too evil, and it didn't ruin the movie for me at all. Like, it didn't knock down a point. For me, it's more like, is the general audience gonna care about Jean the way that they want us to when it comes to these next films? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, the things that she did were pretty evil. Like, she really aura farmed and got this old man killed. Like, she's like, hey, come get me, Spidey. And like, the guy was a blue collar worker and everything like that. Probably got off a hard day of work and just got domed by this taxi. And it's like, that's crazy.
And honestly, people are talking about that scene a lot. But honestly, what she did with Peter and MJ is even worse.
No, dude.
How is that any? About this? Yeah.
Oh, how is that? God.
How is that any different than what Bear did in Obsession?
Literally, I have
and you
said
see how
that.
people are talking about him online.
That.
It's a little because, Bear like dated her for months.
Bro, but she took away her autonomy.
No, it's definitely horrible.
Like, dude, like,
but it's same.
What's up?
No, because I was saying same concept, like with Bear, where like someone, like, obviously she doesn't have autonomy over her body in this situation.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's like, okay, I've been ranting about this. It doesn't ruin anything because this doesn't ruin nothing. But like, I'm watching this film, and like, you gotta think about this, right? Peter like did this big sacrifice, sacrificed the girl that he loved, and for 4 years was depressed and sad and couldn't go see her, and then out of nowhere he has to go protect her. Thinks that this is the real MJ, kisses her. Pretty much, it was pretty much essay, but like, kissed her, and it's like, all that stuff happens, and then gets tricked that was the real MJ. So for Jean to say, go on, Peter, hold her, hug her. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. If that was me, you're dead. Like, I'm sorry. Not everyone could wear the mask. I'm sorry. Like, it's on site. I would be so mad. You do that to Punisher, 50 cal to the skull. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to get all like weird about it. I'm just saying, like, bro, like.
No, I agree. Like, that is that is not something that a hero. Yeah, that's not something a hero should be doing. Like, it was too much. That,
and then, like, literally, Peter literally says, if you know how this feels, then what you're doing is unforgivable. And then at the end, he says, I forgive you. And like I said, if I was Spider-Man, thank God I'm not. Nah, dude, you're done. You're dead to me. Don't even talk to me. It's also like,
for Jean's sake of what she's trying to accomplish, like, does she really have to fuck with Peter that much in that moment?
No,
there's no purpose to that. Like,
like
I don't know.
I get why she's showing that she has this power over him. I get that, and it makes sense. He's all like, hey, like you really think I'm kidding? Like, I could do this. I know where she lives. I can do all of this. But it's like, nah, dude. Like, I saw that, and I was thinking to myself, like, dude, Gene, like, count your days, man. Like, you're horrible.
What'd you guys think of Punisher in this?
I liked him a lot,
Damn.
honestly.
Loved him. I think it has to be a non-negotiable. He needs to be in the next film. Like,
Yeah,
he
their
needs to
chemistry's
be in
great. Yeah, like, honestly, I really enjoyed his presence. I liked it. Honestly, you know what's funny is I feel like the Punisher works really good sometimes in PG-13 in a way, because like he just is like conformed to this, like he has to do a certain role and like that's it. And like I don't know, like Spider-Man obviously doesn't like that he goes around like murdering everybody. So you get those little gags of like him like webbing the gun and then him taking another gun out and like just like little cute things like that I thought was very funny.
Yeah,
they had great chemistry.
He had great chemistry. I think there was definitely some things that I wanted to see more of. Like I thought in the trailer when they showed him like about to say motherfucker and then like he webs him, and I don't know why they showed that in the trailer, but like since I saw in the trailer, I was expecting it to be like a running gag.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
I was expecting that to happen, but he was funny. Punisher was badass. He actually was one of the biggest laughs I had in the whole film, where you know he talks with this like grunt accent, right? And then the second like the Hulk comes out and he's like consumed by Jean, he just sounds like the most like normal ass dude. He's all like, "Good luck with that, Peter." And I don't know why that made me laugh. And then to see him like grab like the detonator and go like this and then smile was like the funniest thing to me, dude. I was like,
yeah,
damn, that's worse than what you did to MJ, man. You made the Punisher smile. Like that's horrible. But
I also like
the
scene. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was gonna say the one scene that I wish was more fleshed out was the scene where the Punisher and Peter Parker were talking about how Punisher was like, I did not choose this life. Like, you think I would be doing this if, you know, people that I've been gone. And he has this really nice monologue, and then they show, MJ. They say that, Jean Grey's here. I gotta go. And I really wanted more of that conversation. Like, I understand, I get it. Like at the end of the film where you see Punisher with Peter at the hospital, he understands that, like, man, like he's a young kid and he's choosing this. I really wanted them to have a conversation about it. That's where I'm kind of getting at with that a little more.
Yeah, they could have fleshed out like that dynamic a little more. Yeah, I was gonna say, you mentioned like the Punisher having a funny scene. I really like the scene when Peter's in the hospital and Punisher like puts on the mask and he's like pretending to be Peter, and it cuts to the inside and he's just making those grunting noises. It was so
Sounds like a gorilla.
I know. I'm just thinking about like them filming that scene. They're like, yo, just do your thing, just like do your grunts. And he's like, all right.
Did you see that some people were saying that is definitely not something that he would do though? Did you see that?
I mean,
I don't know. I
like,
guess I also
cool.
I haven't.
It works in
I
the
haven't
movie for me.
I haven't seen the Punisher show, so
okay. Yeah, people were saying like that just wouldn't be a thing that Punisher would do, but in my head it's like I would disagree, because since you haven't seen the show, then obviously you know his whole family dies and he has no one that he loves and cares about, and that's why he's doing this whole thing. So when you see this kid that, you know, like I said, like he's choosing to do this, is like, to him, he's like, man, now I care about Spider-Man. You know, like he cared about him enough to bring him to the hospital. Like he felt bad. So that's where that bond that I see, it makes total sense why he would do that.
Yeah.
You know,
that makes sense. Yeah. I've seen him obviously in like Daredevil season 2, the original show. I remember when he first appeared.
I watched
the
first season of Punisher, I believe.
I think it works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it worked really well. I'm just saying what people have been talking about, because I know that it blows my mind.
Yeah. But another thing we should talk about is the Hulk. How do you think he was handled?
It was great.
I liked how they used him, but it was more. Sorry, what did you say?
I like that he's. I don't know. I really like that he's a professor. Like, I like the idea that he's just like a normal ass teacher at a college. Like, I don't know. I like that. I don't know. He just feels like a normal person in this. And then, like, obviously you get this kind of like Savage Hulk form as well, which is really cool. We finally get to see him Hulk out and be the Hulk for once. When's the last time he actually got like that? Infinity War?
Ragnarok.
Or no?
Well, in the beginning of Infinity War, in the beginning of Infinity War,
Mm.
because he got his ass kicked by Thanos, and then he
Yeah.
became a little bitch and wouldn't go back.
What was I gonna say?
I wish he was gray.
No, not even that.
I thought he was about to be great too. I thought he was too.
Why they need to give him the purple pants, dude? I don't know why this is taking. I don't think we've ever got a Hulk with purple pants.
Did he not have purple pants in the Avengers?
No, they were like
Nah, I
brown.
don't think so.
Really, I did not know that. I mean, I liked him quite a bit in the film, but he's also, and like I said, these are not problems. They're just more like personal problems. Like they did use him more as a narrative, just like how they did with Scorpion. Like because the big thing about Sony, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Sony requires Disney to use a big Marvel character in every Spider-Man film.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like this was the best way to include that without having it take over the story.
Yeah, I when I found out Destin Daniel Cretton was directing, I thought they were gonna put Shang-Chi in that spot, which I think would be cool. We haven't seen him in a while as well. I mean, we're gonna see him in Doomsday, but
right. Which I know that you guys talked about that last week or the week before, but we should have gone and new Shang-Chi. But like after seeing this film, all I'm saying is like I would rather have him direct a Spider-Man film.
Yeah, I mean Shang-Chi 2 will probably happen, but
I think he said he's got Naruto next, and then after that's probably Shang-Chi 2.
But do you think that he wants to stay Spider-Man? I think he'd want to stay being Spider-Man.
Well, you could do both.
I think he would.
He did Wonder Man as well.
Yeah, he produced.
I never saw it.
Oh, really?
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, Wonder.
It's good.
We'll talk about that in the news, but yeah, me and Matt are kind of.
Oh, that's right. That's part of the news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know. The Hulk. Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Joe. The Hulk, I just feel like I mean, it's not necessarily the Hulk's fault, but every scene of him we saw in the trailer. I wish there was like a little more to that fight. Like, I don't know. He wasn't really in the movie as much as I would have liked.
Which, to add to your point just a little bit, the trailer just gave away way too much.
Yeah.
Like after watching it, I'm like, dude, this is the entire film. When you actually like look at it, they showed all the times that MJ is with Peter. They showed Sadie Sink's thing. They showed the hand. I don't think they should have shown the hand at all. And then everyone had been like, dude, that's fucking awesome. They should have not shown the Hulk. I don't know why they even showed the Hulk clap. They showed everything.
Yeah, save some stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, man, the only thing you really did not talk about or promote was that Sadie Sink was Jean Grey, which, by the way, is the worst kept secret since Toby and Andrew. Like, everyone was freaking out that Steve Lacy, which, like, he should have not said this, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but Steve Lacy, the day before the movie comes out, says, "Oh yeah, my favorite part is Jean Grey." Stupid on his part, but like,
I was like watching that live when that happened.
Right, but we all knew that was gonna be Jean Grey. We all knew that, and everyone who's acting like they felt so betrayed. Like, listen, I get it; it's shitty. Everyone knew it was Jean Grey. If you did not know it was Jean Grey, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. The trailers basically showed the entire movie, which that's kind of like something that I'm a little scared of with Doomsday. But apparently, according to like Scoopers,
that's the only thing
the trailers
you're scared of
have
with Doomsday.
No, I just don't want it to be spoiled. Apparently, the trailers are only showing like the first 2 acts, and the third act is like going to be a completely different thing. So we'll see.
That's what I hear. But damn, when that movie comes out, I'm going to be insufferable. Oh God, I can't wait. That and Doom.
Yeah, Joe is. We'll talk about this later. Let's finish up our Spider-Man discussion. Did you guys have a favorite scene in the movie? Cole, you could go first if you have one.
Well, I think my favorite scene in the film was definitely the scene where MJ found the note. Because like I said, my biggest issues were the relationship, and for them to make me care this much really showed how great it was in the entire film. And not only that, Justin Kirkowitz, who did the movie Challengers and Queer, wrote those scenes. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know if he wrote those. I saw he did rewrites, but I didn't know he wrote those scenes.
He did most of the rewrites for those for those scenes, and like it's like I said, it's like, you know, he got tricked into thinking that obviously this was MJ, but this time he now has to like it or not, he has to say it. So for him having to like, you know, like pour his heart out, like, dude, like I love you, I can't do this without you. You mean a lot to me, this and that. And for him to say that to her, and she doesn't feel any of that back. To me, that's heartbreaking. That's one of the best scenes, in my opinion, in any Spider-Man film. Like, because, I mean, not to get too personal, but like, I've said that to someone years ago where I cared about and I loved them, and then like they don't feel the same or they don't feel that, and like that sucks. Like I get it.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a human experience, It's something that a lot of young men go through, and young women as well, but
Yeah, and like for him to like wanting to protect her and doing all this to keep her safe, and she can't even give it back. And like it sucks, but to me that was like the best scene. I was like, damn, and like they didn't pull a Superman where like, oh, we need to put a joke in there to, ease the tension. No, like they let it sit.
Yeah.
And like that's what I liked about it. It wasn't they didn't try to like kill off a joke or nothing like that. They knew that this moment was very important and they let it sit. And that was a perfect scene. If there was like a joke at the end of it, it would have ruined the whole fucking scene for me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not about like this very nice scenes and then we're gonna like put a joke in there. I hate those. I can't stand them.
Yeah, sorry.
But,
I just heard Joe's
my
cat. I heard Joe's cat meowing.
She's being a little
No. I'll go first, I guess, Joe, and then you. But what's it called? I liked a similar scene. I really enjoyed the scene where he goes to the party. First of all, amazing needle drop. That song is like
that was the Tame Impala one, huh?
Yeah. A lot of now that song's like huge on TikTok and stuff.
Dude, everyone was freaking out about it in my theater.
Yeah, but him going to the party, kind of like trying to, reintroduce himself, like do something social, like make some friends. And then he sees MJ with her boyfriend. And then like him leaving the party, swinging in the nighttime with like basically wiping tears off his face. I just thought it was a great scene that showed kind of like, it really showed how lonely he was, which is like a theme in this movie. So, what about you, Joe?
I mean, both, I mean, obviously you guys got the really big emotional scenes, I agree. But honestly, one scene we didn't talk about, his fight with the hand ninjas, I thought was arguably one of the best fight sequences of Spider-Man ever.
I wanted more. Like, it's like I said, like, it was great what we got. But in my head, it's like I said, dude, like, they promoted that he was turning into the arachnid spider in that scene, right? Where, like, he webs the sword and he goes like that. And first off, they should have never showed that part. But in my head, I see that. I'm like, damn, he's gonna fuck some shit up, dude. Like, I'm excited to see that. And he didn't really do that. He just hit the guns, put them on the ground, went up in the air, and then webbed them all like that. Like, I was hoping to see him fight, like in the arachnid spider, But it's still a great scene. Sorry, I'm not trying to disregard it. Like, it's a great scene. Regardless, it's a great scene.
Yeah. No, it's a fair take. But yeah, I did enjoy that scene a lot.
Great scene.
You like the one of people beating each other up. We like the real deep emotional moments.
Well, I'm not gonna say the two. Like, honestly, my favorite scene was when she finds the note. But I don't want to say the same thing and be boring.
Yeah, no. I'm kidding.
Well, no, like I just thought there was gonna be a little more arachnid stuff. Like, dude, like when he goes off on Scorpion and just domes him in front of a New York police car, like that was crazy. But I thought there was going to be even crazier stuff that he was going to do because they, like I said, they promoted the hell out of the arachnid. Like,
and honestly, this is something we briefly touched on before. But when they eventually do the symbiote storyline, it's going to feel very similar to this. Like him, not mutating, but getting this power that he can't control and having to suppress it. The difference will be that he will reject it in that storyline, but it's going to feel very similar. So.
Yeah, but I hope it goes a little more darker because that's a dark story to go. But
it'll
before we move on,
I was probably going to affect his personal life more, more than this did.
Yeah, like just like talks to MJ, like, "Hey, I love you, but now I have this symbiote, and now you're a piece of shit." It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be fun. If I may ask a question, can we also talk about real quick the success about the film? It's projecting to be the third highest grossing film ever. That's crazy.
I was not expecting this. I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to be as big as No Way Home. Because you see that one, everyone knew that Tom and Andrew were going to be in that film. That was like a big generational thing. I'm shocked that
this is the film that's going to hit 3 billion. Sorry, that hits the third highest, and that makes me question like how big will Doomsday be? Like I didn't think they'd both be $2 billion films. Now I'm like, I think it could be 2 billion.
I don't think
agree.
Doomsday is gonna touch Brand New Day. I think Brand New Day is gonna be like critically much better acclaimed, and also just like in general just a significantly better movie in my opinion.
Doesn't matter.
Fair.
It's an Avengers movie. People are
That's
gonna
true.
see it.
You're bringing back the X-Men.
But, like-
You're bringing back my boy Cyclops. Like I'll be there. Just for him.
Yeah, like obviously I'm gonna see it. I don't know. There's a lot working against this movie in my opinion.
I
mean,
think it's gonna be great, man. And like I say that as someone who is very skeptical, but like I will say though, they're really dumb for not moving a week earlier. They should be moving a week earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, bite the bullet, get the premium formatting those extra 2 weeks. I don't know why they're so like. And what else is coming out in December? Really nothing.
I know you got Jumanji, you got Werewolf, you got Violent Night 2. There's another film I'm missing, but it's like
nothing. Like nothing that's in there. Kind of. Dune's the only one that's like kind of in their range of like what they'll make in money. I feel like.
Yeah, and like trust me, I want to go see Dune 3 in IMAX. That's what I want to go see. But like after I saw Brand New Day in IMAX on Saturday, I'm looking at this. I'm like, dude, like I need to see this in IMAX. And like they probably will release it after Dune, but it's like, Dune, you would go a week early. You can still control all of the Dolby theaters, but like you could have had IMAX for 1 week, man.
Yeah.
And because after seeing Brand New Day, I was like, I have to see it like this. I wasn't trying to get too off topic, but it's just like
no,
Dune.
Dude.
You look at Dune 3. Look at Dune 3 real quick. Like that teaser trailer, one of the best trailers I've ever seen. The official trailer killed it. You put your tickets on sale, sell out within minutes. Like it's this crazy thing. And that trailer that Doomsday came out with, it's a good trailer, but it's not like it wasn't a trailer that like blew me away and should have my excitement more. Like Dune 3's been the movie that I've been dying to see. So the fact that those two trailers hyped me up even more and this one couldn't is really like distressing me, And they need to they need to hit up their game. They need to start like fucking putting the shit up.
I think we just underestimate like how big the Avengers fan base is. And one thing that made me realize is recently Joe and I started posting our like clips on Facebook. So we post it to Instagram and automatically uploads to Facebook. Anytime we talk about the Russo brothers, anytime we talk about the Avengers, people on Facebook, it's all like middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Like Joe says a bad thing about the Avengers, they're like, yo, this guy has no fucking idea what he's talking about. Like someone literally was like, he should rope himself. Someone was like,
dude, I get some fucking horrible ones, dude.
It's mad funny.
I get bad ones, dude. I made a video about Super Troopers 3 and I said I didn't like the film, and oh my gosh, dude, the comments section, I was getting called like, I got called the N-word and I'm all like, dude, we gotta settle down. Like,
doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but side note, I just made a Facebook. So I could just put it on Instagram and then it would just go automatically to Facebook.
If you connect them automatically, when I post to Instagram, it automatically uploads to Facebook.
Really? Okay.
So it's very helpful.
You can link the accounts and it'll just automatically upload whatever you upload.
But anyways, the reason why I'm saying that is there is like a big fan base of like middle-aged kind of just average Joe, just like a random guy they're gonna go see Avengers and they think they're amazing and they love the Russo brothers.
My grandparents are gonna go see Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree with that, but like that being two things can be true at the same time. A bunch of these fucking people from Iowa are gonna go see this movie, but the movie could also suck objectively.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about though. We're talking about if it's gonna make money.
It's gonna make money. It's gonna make $2 billion. I think. Sorry.
I think it'll definitely like make over $1 billion. I don't think it's gonna come close to $2 billion. I think it's gonna make like 1.4.
Right. Listen, we'll see.
I think I'll make my prediction now, then we could go back to this. Yeah. I think it will make between 1.8 to 2.2 billion, and Dune 3 will hit 1.1 to 1.3 billion.
Okay, so I'll say I think Doomsday will get 1.4 to 1.7. And I'll say Dune will probably get 600 mil to like $1 billion, I think.
Well, just remember, Dune 2 made 750.
Oh, amazing. I thought Dune 2 made like 500, 600. Made like 750, so all right, probably make... I'd say maybe 8 to 1.2. Then maybe.
Sorry, I know
Yeah.
we're off topic. I'm very passionate about.
Yeah.
No.
No,
You're
like,
fine.
dude, we all were like, this is,
Yeah,
No, I
but let's get back
let's
to
let's wrap
Spider-Man.
this up.
Did you guys
We'll
have a
get-
favorite character in the movie? I mean, for me, it's easy. It's easy for me to say like Spider-Man, but I think besides him, I feel like Punisher was the standout to me. Like we talked about their dynamic.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, but I don't know
gotta
if
go
you guys
Punisher as
thought.
well.
Yeah,
MJ was
do you
great as well.
MJ.
Yeah, MJ was great.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, there was a lot of great characters. What
Yeah.
about Florence Pugh? What'd you guys think of her little cameo?
Fun.
Oh, I always forget she's even in the film. And every time I talk about it,
Yeah, I forgot.
she was cool.
I remember when people were like, "Oh, like they're gonna share a scene naked," and I was like, "What the fuck is this scene gonna be?" I was like, so
Yeah,
it
I saw
actually
that.
makes
That was
sense.
bullshit.
It like makes sense. Like it's also funny. It's in Brighton Beach, which like like New York City. That's like a very like Eastern European Russian area of New York. So it's kind of funny that they have, and they do like that's like a big thing is like the saunas and everything.
The
so I don't know.
Banyas.
Yeah. So it was kind of cool to see the kind of city accuracy, I guess would be the term.
I do think that people were definitely saying that like it was kind of pointless to have her in there. I liked her in there, but I think they are setting up the Secret Wars bit because we do think Tom's the Secret Wars, and I feel like there's like, oh, I know who we could call, and then Spider-Man will be there. You know?
So I was telling Matt,
That's what
I
I
have a
think's gonna happen.
theory. I have a theory that they're gonna say because we're all gonna. Let's assume that Doomsday ends with him creating Battle World. That because
Assume.
Jean Grey, yeah, we'll say like first of all, this Avengers lineup is fucking whack. So Doom's gonna wipe the floor with him, but that's besides the point. I'm getting off topic. Wait, now I'm.
It's
what was I
like
even
what's your
saying?
theory?
real quick. It's like what would Yelena do to Doom? I'm just like, I'm
Yeah,
serious.
Yeah,
she's
like,
gonna
I
fight the
just-
Doom bots.
What is the
Yeah.
Red Guardian gonna do against Doctor Doom?
So okay, so anyways, I saw something that people think that because Jean Grey was in like Spider-Man's mind, the Hulk's mind, the Punisher's mind, and like you've seen reports that like Hulk, Spider-Man, and now I've seen stuff that Punisher is also going to be involved in Secret Wars, because that she was in their head, that they're going to remember the Earth before Battle World for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Like I
possible.
feel like that's gonna be like a shoehorn as to why they remember it. Because notice all three of them are not in any of the Doomsday at all. Like any of the marketing, it doesn't look like they're gonna be in the movie too. It looks like they're probably in Secret Wars.
It is pretty confirmed that there's definitely characters in there that we don't even know that's going to be in the film.
That's fair.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
That's something that like I watched John Campia, and you know he has
Yeah, I
been
watch
kinda
him
crazy,
sometimes.
but he
Yeah.
definitely he's been saying that like there's a lot of people in this film that they're not promoting.
I hope
Well, we
someone-
pretty much know that Toby is gonna be in it.
That's
It's
what I
like
hear. And
I don't know.
if it's true, what they're saying is that they're gonna like kill him off or like kill off his like planet to like just show the stakes. It's gonna piss me the fuck off. Like like that will piss me off. It's
Yeah.
like no, dude. Like this was perfect. Don't ruin this. Like you showed him in No Way Home. He's happy. Don't fuck
don't
that
let
up.
Yeah.
them don't let them
Yeah.
kill the Raimi verse.
But- Yeah,
Yeah.
last thing
Sorry, I
before
got
we
off
move
topic.
on, though. No, it's okay. But we get off topic sometimes.
Yeah,
like
this
as long
is-
as
I
you
know.
don't mind
I
to have.
honestly just get used to. I'm a serial apologizer. I'm a
No,
serial.
you're fine,
Alright,
dude. Yeah, but as long as you don't mind staying on for longer, like, because it seems
Yeah.
like the
I'm
episode
all
will be
good.
long. We could talk as long as we want.
Yeah, I'm off
but,
tomorrow, so I don't really care.
Yeah. So, what's it called? Last thing we should talk about, post-credit scene. What does it mean? What do you guys think it means?
Okay, I do think that does show that it will be Toby. I think it'll be Toby because. So my theory about it, and this is like a Doomsday theory, is that there is a shot in the Doomsday trailer that is Thor talking to everybody inside the Avengers Tower, and it looks like there's like a spot right in the middle of the Fantastic Four that is like just there, and I would like to think that that is a ship that Tobey Maguire was in, because like I
Okay.
do think Maguire's in the film, but I do think like I don't know, you probably can't show it for reasons, but this is what I'm talking about. It's like you see right there in the middle of the Fantastic
Oh yeah,
Four.
Yeah.
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 There's like it just feels so off. So in my head, it's like I like to think since there was no planets, I like to think that is that. And it also says Spider-Man will return. It didn't say which Spider-Man, kind
yeah.
of. So
It
I
didn't say
think
which
Tobey
movie
Maguire's in
either.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of agree. I agree with you. Like I think that this scene is supposed to show that there's another Spider-Man in the 616 universe, and I'm assuming it's Toby. Like I don't really know who else.
Right, because it's also in space. And I've been seeing people on Twitter going, "Oh, that's the Venom symbiote." Like, no, it's fucking not.
No,
it
it's
doesn't
not.
make any
That's
sense
not
if
the
it was a
Venom
symbiote.
symbiote.
It wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I just don't get how like the spider tracker is supposed to work based on like eyewitness accounts and people's photographs. So how would it pop up in space? Like, are we just supposed to?
I don't know.
Like, are we supposed
I
to
think it was
just be
just a
like whatever?
tease.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it's supposed to be taken
that
like
deep,
that
yeah.
deep. But I don't know. I don't really know. I think that it might have something to do with that. There's been theories that at the end of Doomsday, when Battleworld is created, there's going to be like that escape ship or whatever of certain characters that are like outside of Battleworld. That it's going to be Tom Holland, Jean Grey. I think Toby and Wolverine will be a part of that as well, where it's like a ship that's just like outside of Battleworld that's going to have to go in and save the people in Battleworld. I think it's just saying that Tom Holland is going to be a part of that group, but that's like all based on speculation, so it's kind of hard to say.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you guys heard about that or no?
I know what you're talking
bit.
about, but I've been very staying away from this stuff because I know the script's out, and I hate spoilers. I don't mind theories. I hate spoilers.
Yeah. So I don't know. It definitely could be Toby, but
yeah, I mean it feels like Toby.
We'll see. It is a little bit vague of a post-credit scene, which I do like. A lot of times it's kind of like, oh, here's this character, like the Thor: Love and Thunder one, where it's like, oh, here's Hercules or whatever. I like that this was a bit
Guardians 3 one.
Yeah. It's like
sorry, I didn't
vague.
mean to cut you off, but that's what it was. It's like he's eating cereal, and it says the legendary Star will return. I'm all like, what? That's dumb. He better not return. I'm over the Guardians.
Well, there's not supposed to be in Doomsday apparently, but
that's what they all.
Anyways, all right. I think we can get to ratings.
Yeah,
I'll go first for this one. But so Spider-Man: Brand New Day, I gave it a 4 stars, 8 out of 10. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie. I don't even think it's the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I would take No Way Home over this, but I do love it. I love how it's set in New York. Yep. I love how it's set in New York. I love the introduction of a mutant, an important mutant. I don't like that she was the villain. But yeah, it's a great movie. I just think the main weakness for me is the villain department. I think there could have been like a more classic Spider-Man nemesis villain as the villain, but I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Joe?
Call it. Yeah, you go.
Or Cole, go ahead.
I would give it a 5. I know I kind of just like said some complaints and issues, but like I said, those were more personal things that I wanted to see and more of an expectation. But just because it didn't reach my expectations about what I wanted to see, it was still great. Like I did want more Hulk and Punisher, but how they used them narratively made sense, so I shouldn't really be bothered by it, if that makes sense. Like
That's
I do
fair.
think Jean was a little too evil, but the way that they used her, I mean, in the film's context, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think?
I have
Joe?
one more question. I forgot to ask you. I don't know if you could put this in before. I forgot to ask you. Just real quick. What did you guys think about the VMAX reveal?
I liked it.
I
like that it was nothing.
Yeah, I thought it was good writing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can cut that out. I just wanted to ask.
Did you see the quote by Sadie Sink that she thought like that her sister was gonna be like in the event, and somebody was like, "Oh, you could tell she's been working on those Netflix shows for too long."
Yeah, because that's how it would be written for them. But yeah.
But so I agree with Matt. I gave it a 4 out of 5, so an 8 out of 10 as well. I do think it's the best MCU Spider-Man movie. I don't agree with that take by Matt, but there are, like Matt said,
agree.
I do have issues with the villains in it. You know, I think Jean Grey is great, but I don't know how I feel about her being introduced in a Spider-Man film. And also, something we didn't cover, Spider-Man potentially being responsible for mutant inhibitor collars and potentially the Sentinels. All that
He's
comes
fucking
from,
Oppenheimer,
like,
dude.
Yeah, like all of that is coming from the mutant chip. So I don't really know how I feel about that, to be honest. But, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, so we could, before we move on, I was going to mention that I forgot. Because you guys, I'm not really that into like X-Men or X-Men 97. I know Joe is. I don't know if you watch Cole or not.
I watched the first season. I don't really care to watch the second season, unfortunately. But I'm very familiar with the mutants. Like, I'm very familiar with X-Men.
So yeah, what's the deal with the inhibitor, Joe? It's like
So that's like how they arrest the mutants. It's like a mutant inhibitor collar. So like when the mutants are like detained, or like when what do they get? Like Friends of Humanity or whoever, any of those like organizations in the X-Men world arrest people, they use the mutant inhibitor collars. So that's like their main way of like repressing mutants.
Like Deadpool 2. Do you remember Deadpool 2?
Yeah, exactly like
yeah.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
I remember
like that with the shackles.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that'll be. I mean, it sets up like Spider-Man's going to be an important figure within like the X-Men universe. They'll probably at some point address that. He'll appear in one of their movies, and like eventually they'll forgive him for making it or something like that.
I don't think they're gonna like. I don't think whatever company is making the collars are gonna claim like, oh, Spider-Man. They're gonna just be like, oh, we invented it, but like the audience knows it came from Peter Parker.
And that'll probably be like a point of contention.
Yeah.
They will find out eventually.
And also just remember that the character Tramel Tillman, he's missing, so he'll probably come back. I think he'll probably use him as like a Trask situation.
Yeah,
he'll probably be in the X-Men movie.
The only thing my issue with Trask is that they never really capture like his pastor side. It's always like the kind of like the government of, because in the comics he's a pastor as well. And like that's the organization, Friends Humans for Humanity or something like that, or Friends of Humanity. That's the name of the organization he has. But in the movies, especially in the X-Men, like when Bryan Singer played him, he's just like a military dude. There's no affiliation with like a church thing or anything like that. But in the comics, like he's like that's a whole other side of the character they don't even show. I could be fucking up the name. Brian Cox, I'm sorry. Is it Stryker or is it?
He's Stryker.
Confused.
He plays Stryker.
I know. I know. Trask was played by a black actor in the third one. I can't remember, but I do know that Peter Dinklage played him in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Okay, no, then I'm getting confused.
And he uses like mystique to make the Sentinels, but that's not how it usually is, right? Joe?
That I don't know actually. That I'm not 100% sure. But Stryker, I don't
read comics.
I'm getting confused.
Joe does a bit. I don't really read them either.
Yeah. He's Stryker is the one that's like the Reverend guy. That's like the famous book God Loves, Man Kills. That's like one of the most famous like X-Men books. That's what he's from. But
gotcha.
Because like that's a whole part of the X-Men. I feel like they don't really cover a lot. It's like and especially Nightcrawler, I think is really an interesting character because now
like the religious aspect.
Yeah, because he's like a devout Catholic, and like he's very religious, and I believe he's a pastor as well. And then like people from the church like hate him, even though he's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Spider-Man. I think we can move on now. So we're gonna play a little bit of guessing the MCU film based on the Letterboxd review. So I think since we each picked two, we could like give one for each of us, if that makes sense. So I can go first. I'll let Cole try to guess the movie. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We could do a couple. We could we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'll give one to you, Cole, and then I'll do Joe next. All right. So this could be any MCU film. Okay. This is the review.
Bullshit, but like Captain Marvel or some shit.
The plot is held together with rubber bands and duct tape. Every set piece is brimming with weird visual ideas. Main character is in a constant, torturous spin cycle.
I want to say Doctor Strange. I know it's not Doctor Strange, but like, because I feel like that'd be some stupid shit someone would say.
I'll have two more.
Is it Iron Man 2?
No, it's not Iron Man 2.
Read the review again?
No, I'll read the second review. I have three reviews for the same movie. Each one gets progressively more like accurate.
Easy.
Okay.
Or easy, yeah. Okay, this review says, I support women's rights, but I also support women's wrongs.
Black Widow?
Captain Marvel?
No. Joe, this is for Cole only.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
And then I'm going to do you next. No, it's all right. But yeah, it's neither of those two.
All right, fuck. I got like.
All right, this is the last one. It's the last one. This is the easiest one. Imagine making a multiverse movie and exploring three of the lamest dimensions.
Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah.
What? Dude, that movie's great.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
I know.
I love that film.
Me and Matt love that movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was I was going to say Doctor Strange because to me it was like those are visually good films and I was like I know it's probably some dude saying that it sucks.
Yeah. But no, women's rights and women's wrongs was like Wanda, of course.
I either thought of so I was either thinking of Captain Marvel or Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
I almost said WandaVision.
It's tough.
But I know it was that.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
All right, Joe, you're up next. I'll
right.
read some to you and see if you could guess it. Let me just see. Okay. So this review says, did they forget to develop the villain past one backstory scene?
Oh, I know it. I can't say it, but I know it. I think.
It could be a lot.
Yeah,
the
there's a lot
MCU.
of those. I'm trying to think of like really forgettable villains. Like Thor 2?
Not Thor 2. All right, next review says, more and more every day I start to empathize with Martin Scorsese.
Dude, I read that. I think I know what you... I read that fucking review.
I feel like it has to be a Russo film because isn't that the one that... Like the Russo said
Listen, I'm not saying anything, bro. It has a bad villain, and it's probably not a good movie based on those two reviews.
Ant-Man 2?
Nope. All right, your last chance.
Honestly, you know why I said that? I can't even tell you who the villain is in Ant-Man 2.
It's
Ghost. It's Ghost from Thunderbolts.
Okay.
All right. Last one, Joe. It's your last chance. Marvel made a Good Girls sleepover movie, and you Twitter incels aren't invited.
The Marvels?
Yep. The Marvels. Took you 3 tries.
Yeah.
Let's see if one of us can get one in less than 3.
Yeah.
So, all right, Cole, you want to go? Read one to me first, and then we'll do Joe again.
I got one to Matt.
Okay.
I don't know which was sexier, the action sequences or the villain.
Oh, Winter Soldier. Oh,
No.
I'm thinking like Bucky.
I will say one thing. I was shocked that everyone was calling this dude sexy, and I was like, everyone is saying it in the reviews.
So weird. All right.
The second one. Well, I guess he wasn't in the mood for loving his children.
He wasn't in the mood for loving his children. I'm
think I know
blanking.
what it is.
There's like so many MCU movies. It's tough. Let me think. Hold on. Oh, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it's Shang-Chi.
Yes.
The last question was going to be very ready for all the animals in Ta Lo to be made into plushies at the Disney store.
Yeah. No, that's good. Because I was putting it together because like the dad is the villain, and like he's kind of good looking, you know.
Yeah.
But
I just realized this one's probably super easy. So, all right, Joe, you ready?
Yeah.
This one's very, very weird. All right. Okay. Marvel is back. Forget the naysayers. This film has the old Marvel magic we haven't seen since 2023's The Marvels. I literally pissed and shit in my pants during and after every single line of dialogue because of good reasons. I thought it was funny. So.
Be the Thunderbolts?
No.
Okay.
damn.
Wait, what?
I was thinking Thunderbolts as well, but
this one will definitely give it away. This one's probably give it away. Hey there, big guy. The budget's getting real low.
Age of Ultron?
No.
Isn't that what that's from?
Joe, did you not listen to the first review?
They gave it away.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought that one
yeah,
gave it away
yeah.
hard. All right.
Isn't that
So
what
this-
they
this
say in
one-
it though?
No, but it had to come out after 2023 because
This one will definitely give it away.
No, yeah.
This reminds me of the first time I had sex. Messy, lackluster, and I cried a little. But Harrison Ford was there, and no one knew what the hell they were doing.
Captain America,
stupid.
Brave New World, yeah.
There
No, that
you
was
go.
funny.
There
That
you
one's
go.
funny.
I saw that, and I was all like, "You guys are either gonna find this gross, or you're gonna find it funny." I was like, all right. I almost went to fuck with you. I was like, I don't know him like that.
I honestly was. I was like, oh, that line's from that, and I didn't even. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Who's this one for?
We'll do Cole first. Ready?
Lock in.
Why do people still live in New York in the MCU? I would have moved out by now with the 5th alien invasion. Why is it still populated?
Oh fuck! Alien in New York. I kind of want to say Thunderbolts.
Nope.
I know there's no alien in there, but I feel like they're just saying it like that. Okay, because like I don't think there's 5 alien invasions in New York. Are they?
Nah, I don't. I think it's more just like.
Just verbatim.
That was an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Just verbatim. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, where did my other one go? Hold on, my other one went missing.
The missing review.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find it, Joe.
Yeah. No. Now I'm like tweaking out. Fuck, there you go. Wait, I think I took a picture of it. Hold on.
We don't got all day.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Now I lost it, so now I'm looking for another one.
Why is waiting? What are you guys seeing this week?
Tomorrow, I'm
well,
seeing End of Oak Street.
Yeah, I'm gonna see End of Oak Street tomorrow probably. But
excuse me.
I have a vacation planned for the next week, so I won't be around.
Oh yeah, man. Enjoy your vacation. Where are you going?
I'm going to Banff in Canada,
Nice.
National Park.
Nice.
So lots of
Are you
hiking.
ready?
I am ready.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
I don't care if they're saving the world. If a blank destroys my car, best believe I'm going to become the problem.
Endgame?
Oh, you couldn't.
Nope.
Is it Endgame because Hulk destroyed that car? Fuck.
Wait, so the blank would have gave it away, Joe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly,
Well, 'cause I thought you said the blank because, like, I remember the Hulk fucked that car up, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
because like
Alright.
I'm not going to tell you why I blanked it, but after I'll explain why. I had this one
All right,
probably
last
gives
one.
away. These blank movies should really just be called Iron Man does the most and saves their asses every time.
Oh no. It's not Age of Ultron, isn't it?
It's the first Avengers.
Is it Infinity War? Oh, it's the first Avenger. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, dude, because the first one was all like, oh, if this is the 5th alien invasion, I'm all like, I thought it was like
Yeah.
later on in the MCU. It's not your
Nah, I
fault.
thought-
It's not your fault.
But yeah, I had
What was the
another
blank?
good review.
Yeah, what
What
was the
happened?
blank? What was the
It
blank?
was said if an
was the
Avenger
blank?
destroyed my car.
Oh, okay, that's valid. Damn, he fucking
Alright.
got me on that one.
I'm up, Joe. I'm ready.
All right. Honestly, the other one I picked was Thunderbolt, so I'm pulling up my different movie now. I had some good. One of the reviews on that was like, I told my wife I'm voting for Sebastian Stan, and she said they killed JFK, and I was like, we need an outsider.
Heads up, I did 3 and I did Eternals, and the first one, the last one I was gonna say was my entire theater screamed when Frances McDormand appeared in the post-credits scene and rammed her van into Harry Styles. That was my last one.
Bruh.
Okay. You ready,
Fuck, dude,
man?
hiking in Canada is gonna be so fucking.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. It's just gonna be like my girlfriend's super into it, so it's like 10-mile hike every day. No, it's not actually that bad. That's an exaggeration, but you know, it'll be fun
Sure.
though. I'm excited. All right, I'm ready, Joe.
Okay. They would have to make blank media trained.
Ant-Man?
No, that's another one. I can't because like there's like actors and things in the name, so I can't.
Bro, you were
blank.
supposed to prepare this before, dude.
Well, I prepared 2, and then it says blank fighting for our life for 2 hours while bro is trying to solve equations.
Well, bro is trying to solve equations. Is it Infinity War? Because like Doctor Strange solving the. Damn. Oh wait, I think I know what it is. Okay, continue.
This one probably give it away. She's literally mothering her way to saving the world.
Oh, I know what it is.
And there's something about someone solving equations.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is it Captain Marvel?
Nope. It's Fantastic
let me
Four.
What is it?
I was gonna
Sorry.
say Fantastic Four.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's all the mothering because, like, yeah, dude, like the power of love. Like, just
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
No, that makes sense. I got it. All right. I was thinking
I
like
adore that
also
film.
like I was thinking like Eric Selvig from Thor 2 when you were saying
Oh
solving
yeah,
equations.
because he does like the
that's a
then
good
you said
take.
shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you said mothering, so I was like, no, that can't be that. But
Yeah.
all right, listen,
Yeah.
fair. It was kind of. I'm surprised we all picked different movies on that one, but it is kind of tough. There's just like so many.
Yeah.
I did pick Fantastic Four. I picked 4 just in case, and I had.
Yeah,
Fantastic
me too. Yeah. So all right, well that was fun, but
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the movie news now.
Yeah.
We'll try to be relatively brief so that we can get to our other films. Not let this episode go too long,
Yeah.
but it's tough because we keep breaking out in combo.
Yeah.
We just got so much to talk
We
about.
just have vibes.
You
Yeah,
have the vibes.
but
You want to start with the first one, Matt?
yeah, you could go ahead, Joe.
All right. So in news that actually me and Matt were pretty upset about, Wonder Man has been canceled after 1 season. Really disappointing, honestly. Me and Matt watched. I mean, we both really liked it. Seemed like fans enjoyed it. It was pretty well received. I'm pretty sure it got nominated for an Emmy as well.
yeah, got nominated by Emmys.
Yeah, I just don't understand why there was a want for it. Like, I don't know, a lot of good creators behind it. It's not really a good look, in my opinion, especially with all the Blade stuff that just happened. So I really don't know why this was canceled.
And it's also not a good look because Destin Daniel Cretton just made Spider-Man, which is amazing, and he's involved in this, and they still canceled it. So
Kevin Feige also said that he had no say in the cancellation. He said
yeah,
that.
what I think the reason is they are gonna stop making MCU shows at some point. So whatever hasn't either started filming or has already filmed is just going to get canceled. I think Disney Plus is going to be reserved for special presentations moving forward.
What
Which
about
apparently
Daredevil,
Yeah.
though?
there's two. Daredevil is already filming season 3.
Yeah, but like I feel like they're gonna continue to do Daredevil though.
I
I
don't
think they'll
think
finish
so.
season 4.
Yeah, maybe. But
Yeah.
I think just they've seen overall the Marvel Disney Plus shows have not been successful as a whole. There have been
Yeah.
obviously standouts, like Loki was amazing. I'm a fan of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but
I liked
You know.
Falcon. I think, but Wanda was the best show in my
Yeah,
opinion.
WandaVision,
I think Miss
yeah.
Marvel was also very
Miss
slept
Marvel's
on.
good as well.
I'll say that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
agree.
I just think that I don't know. I have a feeling Marvel and it's probably the higher ups are like, we just don't want to produce these big budget shows anymore. Let's focus on movies. So I think we got the news. There's going to be 2 special presentations apparently next year. So I think they're going to shift more to that. Which one of them I think was supposed to be a Heroes for Hire,
Yeah.
and I forget what the other one is. But
I agree. And I also think when you think about this too, is Feige did say that from now on they're going to be focusing hard on quality and not quantity. So maybe they're just trying to put, as of just right now, all hands on deck for Doomsday and Secret Wars, Ghost Rider, X-Men, fucking Black Panther 3. And I feel like right now they need to start gaining everyone's trust back more. You
Yeah.
know, because
Yeah,
Doomsday
I
is gonna, if Doomsday hits the way I hope it hits, then you're gonna have this barrel that you just need to keep rolling. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's crazy the shift because not to bring up DC into this equation, but I feel like not even maybe a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, the slates like on DC's side compared to Marvel, like DC looked like they had much more exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And now all of a
Yeah,
sudden
dude.
it's like completely shifted back where it's like now we have X-Men, 2 Avengers movies, a Ghost Rider movie, and Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
That is like such
Yeah.
a good lineup.
and we're
So,
getting a fucking Gorilla Garage.
yeah.
Yeah.
You put that in the news, right? The Waller stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
we
at
did.
the
Okay,
end,
cool,
but
okay,
we'll
cool.
talk about that later.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, that's really. I know Cole, you haven't seen Wonder Man, so I don't know your
yeah.
thoughts.
I
but-
wanted to watch it because I like Yaha Abdul Mateen. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I love him, and Wonder Man looked like a really good show that I wanted to see. It's just the problem is like there's a lot of other stuff that I was wanting to watch, and I was very checked out on all the MCU shows. So
Yeah,
for me, it's more
Completely
like
valid, yeah.
I'm just gonna watch the shows that are gonna have any importance to anything going forward. And Wonder Man seemed like it was its own thing, and I was just like whatever about it, and I just didn't care to watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
If it was
not
like a
really.
WandaVision.
Yeah, it's not really even a superhero show, honestly.
Yeah, it's honestly like
But-
a character study.
That's
Yeah,
what I
it's-
hear
it's
too.
a
I
good
heard there was
show.
an episode that I heard that was just like Atlanta. I love Atlanta. I gotta watch that.
I haven't seen that
It was
show,
I haven't seen,
but
but there is an episode in black and white.
That's the episode.
well, I know Wonder Man has like a relationship with Wanda in the comics, right?
Yeah, they date.
Oh, do they?
So,
Mhm.
so maybe they'll bring that.
Well, like
back for when she
Wonder
returns.
Man was like a member of the West Coast Avengers. I'm pretty sure he originally debuted as a villain, and then like comes back and like joins the Avengers.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too
Well-
much, but yeah, we can move on. This
Yeah.
this next bit of news, it's something we talked about earlier, that the fact they're making a Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Apparently there's 2 versions that are both actively being made. One is from Warner Brothers, which is going to have Lee Cronin attached, which I wouldn't mind. That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
And then Paramount is also making a version that's just going to be a shot-for-shot remake with it's the same script as the original. I don't know. I'm just curious, like, which would you guys prefer of these 2?
Well, I mean, I'm a little checked out on Paramount because very recently the originality is not really there.
Yeah,
Because like I'm excited for Street Fighter, obviously I'm excited for that, but like you see all their other films coming out, there's nothing really big coming out, and I feel like they really need to have something that's going to be like a big bang. So for them to be wanting to just to remake it like line for line, I feel like is just crazy. And I feel like if you're able to put a fresh new director in there who is Lee Cronin, I think that would be way more interesting. You know, like we can say what we want about The Mummy, but it did have a style, and I
Yeah.
feel like that style could work really well in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I loved Evil Dead Rise. I was not a big fan of The Mummy. I really did not like The Mummy, but that had a style that I think he could put into Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, imagine like the gore. Imagine that gore in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
I know it would be cool. And what do you think, Joe? Because I know you don't like.
Yeah, I
Paramount.
agree. I mean, I just don't see the point of doing it the whole point is to add a little originality to it. Why do it the same exact thing over again? What's the point of even doing it? And I do agree with what Cole said. You know, Lee Cronin does fit the vibe of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I definitely think he could nail that comedy aspect of it, which I think is the biggest fear going into a remake of this. Because the only other attempt, like Freddy there was no semblance of comedy in that. It was just like serious the whole time. And I honestly would prefer the Lee Cronin one. Yeah, I don't like Paramount as a studio in general. They're not really good at making movies, to be honest.
Also, not only that, like when you also think about it, I mean, you know what? I forgot. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry. What I was gonna say was that they already remade Nightmare on Elm Street, I believe, in 2011.
Something like that. Yeah.
And that flopped pretty bad. And
yeah, it was horrible.
I feel like, man, they already tried to do it, so let's do it again. That's stupid. Like,
yeah,
you know, you got to do what Zach Kreger is kind of doing with Resident Evil. You know, like, you're putting a fresh new director with this franchise, and you're gonna let him do what he wants. And that's what I think they need to do, especially for like Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street specifically. I mean, you get a voice like Lee Cronin, like, that would be a style. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to find that balance between like doing too much away from the source material while also like keeping the same things about the franchise that the people like there at the same time. So I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry. I think Lee Cronin could do a good job with it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. So
Right.
Cole,
So
I'm just curious.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
How can two studios try to do that? Like, do they own both of them, or like, because I thought Paramount straight up just owned it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's been like some weird stuff with the rights, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry, what was the question? You were curious?
No, I was gonna ask if you have the Discord open or not for the news
right now.
No, I'm just. The only reason why I ask is
Alright.
if you want to introduce any of the things that you're like particularly interested in, because me and Joe go back and forth.
There's definitely
no
a lot.
big deal.
I could open up with the Dave Bautista and the Chris Hansen or the Primetime.
All right, yeah. Well, so you could do
Yeah,
those, but Joe,
Alright.
you could talk
Yeah,
about.
I'm going to talk about honestly just all the X-Men casting.
Yeah,
in
we'll talk
general.
about the whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I'm
we got
curious
a
because like,
fish-
I think you and me will definitely have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
So we got some official casting. Samara Weaving is going to play Emma Frost in the new X-Men movie. I honestly think this is really good casting. I'm not super familiar with Samara Weaving, but the few things I have seen her in, she does kind of portray that type of energy that I feel like Emma Frost has to have. I like that she's also a little bit older than it seems like what the base X-Men what they're going for, like with Jean Grey and Cyclops and stuff. This is I feel like a lot of people fan cast her as well. Like, this is a really good get from Marvel, honestly.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah,
like
I
one
think-
of her biggest sorry, no, just before you continue. Isn't one of her biggest things that she's just hot?
She looks like Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
That's
she looks like
that's
Emma.
the whole thing.
But like, she looks like Emma Frost. It's like a
No, I'm
an
saying
attract-
isn't like Emma Frost's biggest thing I'm not talking about the actress. I'm saying Emma
Oh, the
Frost.
character?
Isn't like a big thing about her character, isn't it? Like,
I mean, she's like
she's just supposed to be hot.
seductive, and like, you know, there's that whole thing where like Cyclops cheats on Jean Grey
Yeah.
telepathically with her and whatnot.
Telepathically. My
Yeah,
God.
it's like weird. And like in it, like she's wearing the Phoenix costume, like dressed as Jean. It's like a very weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but Cole,
But I
I
mean-
cut you off before. Sorry, but
Well.
Oh no, I was
No.
just gonna say I think it's great casting. I think since she is a little bit older, I think how they're doing it, because obviously see the other castings that we'll talk about in a second. They're all younger. So far, the ones that we know are younger, and I feel like she's gonna be more of like the leader in the very beginning of all the X-Men stuff before they're ready to take on the mantle to be the leader. If you know what I mean, I think she'll be the leader.
I feel like she might she's not going to be involved in the school yet. I feel like they might start off as like a bad character, and then she kind of like redeems and then becomes a professor
Fair.
there at some point. But we'll see.
Fair.
We don't know how it's, they could do the reverse
Gotcha.
where she starts good and then becomes bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The other big one is Cyclops. What'd you guys think of
Kit Connor as
Ooh,
Cyclops?
Kit Connor?
I don't know about that one.
I do like that they're going for the more. Well, honestly, I think he matches Jean Grey. Sadie Sink very well. I think like they look very well as like a Cyclops, Jean Grey. They fit each other well. I do like that he comes from kind of. He's done a lot of these kind of, I don't want to say soap opera, but like drama, romance type of things. His biggest probably thing after, not in the rom-com genre, is probably Warfare. But
Yeah,
I like,
and he was very minor in that role too.
Yeah, he was like kind of not a big role. But in my head, the X-Men is kind of like a soap opera in a way. Like there's like all these complex relationships and like constantly like who's cheating on who and all these things. So I like that he has that background in that kind of, like, I don't want to say like department, but it has work in those kind of genres. Because I feel like that's going to be a big part of the X-Men going forward. Also, physically, he looks the part. He's like, muscular and whatnot. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is definitely the biggest role I think he's been in.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how I see it is more like this. Like, I think Kit Connor is a good actor. I think he's a very good actor, actually. He does have the looks. I think he could pull off the look. It's just, for me, it's like, can he bring the intensity to play Cyclops? Because how I've always received Cyclops is that he's a character that is very quiet, but he's the type of guy, like, you go into the same room as him, you give him the respect. He could be intimidating, and I don't think he is that kind of actor. I feel like you need to be very charismatic. You got to be very intimidating. You have to be very quiet. You have to be that guy that kind of like, you deserve attention. And I don't know if he's going to be able to pull that off, because I haven't seen a lot of the stuff like that. I think my fan cast, and if this could be just anybody, I've always thought Glenn Powell could be a great Cyclops. Because when I think of how I want a Cyclops, I think of Glenn Powell.
I think he's a little old.
Yeah,
he is old, but I'm talking more about his acting abilities. Like, you look at his roles, you see he could be intimidating, very charismatic, but he could also be silent. And he's the type of actor that, like, you see in like an action film or something like that, or you see him like in anything. He's the type of guy that you give the respect to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Kit Connor is going to be able to pull something off like that.
That's fair.
And that's just how I kind of feel about it. I'm still so excited to see him do it. But he's in that new Elden Ring movie, and I feel that could definitely make me change my mind. Yeah.
I did forget about that. I mean, we didn't get any other like official casting, although Kaylee Spaney's rumored for Rogue. Charles Melton was rumored for Beast, but now apparently he's dropped out. We know that Adam Driver...
Sorry to cut you off. I didn't get to give my thoughts on Cyclops.
I'm sorry.
Skipped right over me, Joe. But no, I like Kit Connor in the role, but I think, honestly, there's another guy who you just mentioned. I think Charles Melton would be a great Cyclops. I think he does have that presence. He has that presence and Kit Connor, I think, he's young. He could like develop that at some point, but I think Charles Melton is more like he's like a dude. He's like that guy that could bring that presence. But
I would have killed to actually see Charles Melton. I never thought of him as Cyclops, actually, more thinking about it, but he'd be a great one. I wanted Cooper Hoffman to be Cyclops. That would have been my choice, because I feel he's that guy.
At first, I was like, I don't know about this, but the more I heard it, the more it like grew on me. But apparently they really liked him too, but it was just scheduling issues that he couldn't commit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he obviously would have had to like bulk up and whatnot, but I think he could have done it.
That's like that's easy to do in Hollywood.
Yeah, but then he's like, I want him to be more like his father, kind of just never. PSH was never in shape, so.
I've never been the biggest fan of Philip Seymour Hoffman, to be honest with you.
Yo, that is an insane hot take.
And it's only because I haven't seen a lot of films with him, to be honest with you. I need to see.
Have you seen him in his Mission Impossible movie?
Oh yeah, he was phenomenal in that film. Loved him in that film.
You should watch The Master.
He's good in The Master.
Joaquin Phoenix, he's really good. But anyways, Joe, I cut you off before to get my 2 cents in, but you can continue. You're talking about Adam Driver potentially playing something.
Yeah, I've heard every name from Sinister, Magneto. I heard Stryker. I heard Sebastian Shaw was another one. So he's definitely involved in this movie, but I don't know. He's probably playing a villain, but we don't know who. I don't think it's Magneto. I feel like Shaw or like Stryker make more sense. Like Stryker, I kind of think of his like the way his character is in Klansman, where like obviously professionally he's like a normal person, but he has to act like a maniac. Like when he pretends to be part of the Klan, where like he'll present himself as like a politician, this clean person, but behind doors he's like a very bigoted and hateful person. I feel like Driver would be great at that, honestly.
Yeah, I love Adam Driver. I think he would have been a good Magneto too. I think he definitely could pull that off. Although I recently saw apparently Adrian Brody Marvel's interested in.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't know.
I don't like Adrian Brody like at all. So I
don't want my Magneto to be the guy who made the fucking mural art at the Raising Cane's in Times Square.
What?
Yeah,
he
insane
like
reference.
You know what I'm talking
about? He's like an artist. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He makes like art, but it looks like art that like is AI generated. It's just like objectively bad art. I'm sure people are gonna flame me for this now, but like he made like they opened a Raising Cane's in Times Square, and he did like the artwork for like the opening. I don't know, for when you walk in or whatever. Very
Does he
niche.
really have
pull.
nothing better to do?
Yeah, apparently not. I guess he just makes like look up his art when we're done. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
All right, I will. I'm just not a big fan of that dude. I'm like, I don't know what it is about him. It's something. I don't know.
He was great in The Brutalist. But Joe, not to dox anyone, but didn't one of your friends go on like a blind date with him or something?
Oh yeah, this nurse I work with went on a blind date with him. She was on. Was that like an app where like you meet? Like it's like a
Raya?
dating app. Yeah, that like celeb dating app. She apparently like matched with him, and I was like, dude, that's fucking Adrian Brody.
Yeah,
and I, like didn't know who it was.
That's funny.
But yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So like, overall, like the casting so far,
pretty happy
has been
with
good.
the X-Men casting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
What do you think about
so far?
Yeah. Who would you guys pick as Professor X? There's been a couple options.
Bryan Cranston would be like my pick, but if they want to go younger, I like Bill Skarsgård, and I like Tom Pelphrey, I think his name is. But I've been saying that before they were even like.
Yeah,
I like out of the rumor, I like Skarsgård, and honestly, I like Patrick Wilson a lot. I think he'd be great.
Patrick Wilson would be great. He definitely has the look. Not that you like need a specific look, but
yeah, I
can just imagine him
like, yeah, right,
yeah,
he's been bald.
But excuse me, this is something my fan cast would be, and I originally wanted DC to get these two actors for Batman and Joker, but I think if Marvel can pick them up to play Professor X and Magneto, it would be just as good. Bill and Alex Skarsgård playing these rival characters. I thought Bill
brothers?
Yeah, like Bill as the Joker and Alex as Batman.
Yeah.
That was my fan cast. But if Marvel has the opportunity to do Bill as Professor X and Alex as Magneto, I think that would be awesome casting. Because they also have this built-in chemistry because they're literally brothers. And they look different enough that like you can't really tell. So I think that would be really cool casting. So
that's a good casting. I like that casting. I'd fuck with it.
Yeah.
But do you think they would make them brothers though?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think they'd make them brothers? That'd be sick.
Who is their father gonna play then?
Stellan.
Baron Harkonnen.
Stellan could play Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, I fuck with that, low key.
Yeah,
I fuck with that. And then for our next day of news, we have Dave Bautista. He's in talks to be playing Kratos in the live-action God of War series. So I'm a humongous fan of those God of War games. Grew up playing those games, and I was very excited that they, said they were going to make a show. And Ryan Hurst, in my opinion, was a really great choice to play him. However, obviously, he got an injury with his bicep, and he's out, so they have to recast him. And that's kind of like talks, like who's it going to be? And Dave Bautista is getting his name thrown around. And I low-key really like that. I think he could definitely bring the intensity to play Kratos and be very somber and intimate when he needs to be. And I think that's the key to be playing Kratos. You have to be tough, you have to be strong, you have to be intimidating, and you also have to be intimate in softer moments. And I think Dave Bautista could pull it off. I think he definitely could be a great Kratos. But what would you guys think about that?
I love him as Kratos. He's a great pick. Like everything you said about him, like tapping into those two sides, I completely agree. I think I don't know too much about Ryan Hurst. I know he did like the voice capture for Thor in the God of War games, which is
Yes.
kind of cool. But excuse me, I know Bautista is a great actor, so I'm really looking forward to this. It just sucks that he's gonna have to put on all this weight again after he just
Yeah.
lost it. But I could imagine like
That's
his boy,
right.
like when he says "boy" to Atreus, I could like imagine his voice, like just it's gonna be fire. But Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like that was a popular fan cast when they announced the show. Obviously, excuse me, it sucks for Ryan Hurst and the kid playing Atreus because they're both going to be recast. You know, obviously shitty situation, but cool to see Bautista. Like, it feels just like a natural role for him. I'm curious who they're going to cast as Atreus now, because now it's like, do you think they'll just recast everybody, like even the Thor and the Odin and everything?
No, I think it's just because they're gonna have to recast it for season 2 because I feel like they want to kind of get it done. And
Yeah, they're doing back to back. I
it's
think
3 years. I don't think they're doing it back to back.
Oh,
But what I do
no,
know is
okay.
that it's dude, shows now take years to make. Like I've been waiting. Like think about Severance. I don't know if you guys seen Severance, but
Yeah, I know.
you know,
Like it's like
it's-
what 3-4 years, right, for the seasons.
yeah, like the finale happened like a year and a half ago, and they just started production on season 3, and I feel like that might happen just because from God of War to God of War Ragnarok, it's 3 years, and I feel like they're
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to like redo that. But I mean, the kid would be still that age. I don't know why, but I do feel bad for Ryan Hurst just because he's definitely an actor that I feel like is underrated, and I feel like this would have given him his like big break. Like how Pedro
it
Pascal.
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like, you know, when you see Pedro Pascal, he was a good actor, but really around like The Last of Us time, then he just he just skyrocketed.
He took
Like that
off.
was this was his big break, and I'm very sad for him. You know, he was good in the Odyssey for like the 2 scenes he was in, but I was like,
Yeah.
man, that's my Kratos right there. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it makes sense to age up Atreus if you played the games because there is kind of like that time skip between the first
Yeah.
two. So
Yeah, it's 3 years, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it probably will be years apart before they make season 2. That's what I was kind of getting at, you know. I mean, think about like Last of Us season 1 and 2. It took like 3 to 4 years to make that.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
You know,
all right, and then Cole, I know you said you wanted to read this one as well.
gotcha.
It's next. Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm really excited about this film. It's the new trailer for Primetime, starring Robert Pattinson as Chris Hansen. And the film follows Chris Hansen as he runs How to Catch a Predator, where he confronts adult men who are trying to meet minors. And, you know, like we kind of said earlier when I was introducing myself, Robert Pattinson is like a chameleon, man. He could do anything. And he has just this like gallery of voices. So watching this trailer and seeing him coming out of this curtain, being very flamboyant like Chris Hansen, and you just hear his voice going like, "Big night planned." It was like the craziest thing because it's just like, man, we just unlocked a new voice around Pattinson. And the beginning of the first 20 seconds where he's like talking to this predator, I'm like, dude, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this could be a really early contention for maybe a Best Picture nomination. I think Robert Pattinson might get a lock for an Oscar just from this trailer alone. I'm watching this, I'm like, dude, this looks amazing. I love the cinematography about it. It looks very eerie and creepy, and I really hope they deep dive into the controversies and more behind the scenes, because there's definitely a lot of stuff that happened. So I'm really excited to see them dive into it. But what did you guys think about that Primetime trailer?
Joe, what'd you think?
I honestly loved it. Like you said, the voice is like awesome. Like like when even you saying the clip of him is just like makes me grin. And I do agree. It's gonna be cool that I'm sure it seemed like they're gonna talk about like the last episode, quote unquote, of To Catch a Predator with the guy that like killed himself. I'm assuming that's what they're gonna cover. But yeah, he looks great, honestly. But yeah, I mean, and then the kid what's his name is in it as well. The guy who plays Jimmy Olsen.
Skylar Gisondo, I think his name is.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna
He's
be
in
good
it.
Yeah, looks fun.
What was really funny, I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't know if you saw, but the guy who played Flash Thompson
Yeah,
in the Tom Holland movies, he's the Predator in the first one. So like all those memes right now are all like, that's where Flash was in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
it's like Flash subplot, and it's like him with Chris Hansen.
Yeah. And I think it looks really good as well. And I'm someone who was a fan of the show. It wasn't like airing when we were kids or at the age to watch it or anything, but I remember like watching through the whole thing on YouTube or like watching clips from YouTube when I was younger. And it was Chris Hansen was always like such an intriguing personality to me. There was just like always seemed like there was something off about him. And I think Robert Pattinson's gonna really like do a good job of diving into that character. And yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's like a story, like behind the scenes story that I think could be interesting. So
yeah, so excited. It's like, why don't you have a seat right there? Why don't you have a seat? Wait, how old are you guys?
We're 20. I'm 25.
I'm 26.
26.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm 24. All right, just making sure.
Okay.
I was like, you kind of had me confused a little bit. I was all like, you said like grew up. I was like, I thought it came out when we were kids.
I don't remember.
It started in 04, huh?
I think it was like when it was coming out, we weren't at the age to watch it.
No, but he has another one. The one that I remember watching was like the YouTube series.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the YouTube series.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but the original show, there's like some fucking insane clips, dude. Like, there's ones where like the guys deadass show up to the house like completely naked. Like,
yeah. Dude,
it's like insane.
You see the one with the guy with the pizza? The guy is like, he does it wrong. He brings like a pizza. He's like, you want a slice? Oh, he's like constantly eating this pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're donezo. Like, come on.
There's one where like Chris Hansen tells the guy like, he's like, yeah, you could leave. And then there's guys in ghillie suits outside that like come out and tackle him. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
It's so unnecessary.
Side note, do you guys see that documentary that just came out? It was about that EDP guy.
Yeah, I was going to mention. I didn't watch it, but I see the clips on Twitter and stuff.
I watched it, and lo and behold, Chris Hansen's there, and he's like, they do like this whole like grand reveal, and he tells him, "Have a seat, Brian." And it's like, and I just found it so ironic how like they're making a movie about him that's kind of going to exploit it, because obviously he did this more because that he wanted to be known and be like a figure, not because he actually wanted to do it. Like, he wouldn't do this if he wasn't getting paid. Like, that's just how I feel. Yeah. So for him to like, this trailer just come out, and then now he's like talking to this YouTuber, I'm like, dude, this is funny.
It's not
it's not a good look.
Yeah, it's not a good look, but all right, let's move on. I can read this next one. I just want to quickly talk about mainly the discourse around this, which is the fact that Nikki from Obsession is going to be a roaming character at Halloween Horror Nights. And the discourse around this is like insane. It's, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I just don't get it. Like, what is she just going to, like, what is she just going to run around like pretending the people are bare? Like, she's just going to be like a hot girl with blood on her face. Like, what the, you know what I mean? Like, why?
She's going to have, they said she's going to have the look that she had at the end of the movie where she had like the blood all over her face and like the self-made tattoos and stuff. And that makes more sense. And honestly, I think people
it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Fortnite is cooler, honestly.
People are being very, very weird about this. I don't know.
I just, honestly, I think it's like, I don't understand why they even fucking put her there.
Well, here's the thing. People are being super weird about this because they're like, oh, she's a victim, not a villain. Bro, every single Deadite is a victim. They were all possessed. Leatherface is a victim. Like, there's so many horror characters that are
Pinhead's a victim, if you want to go that way.
Yeah. But I kind of get where people are coming from. But let's think about it like this. Okay, let's just break this all down. Universal hits up Kari Barker. We want to collaborate with you. We want to put your movie. We want to use your movie in Halloween Horror Nights. Okay, what should we do? I don't know. Let's put Bear walking around, being a simp, and like I saw some people legitimately saying that it would make more sense for Bear to be there. But like, if you're having
that, I don't agree with. Yeah,
if the director is approached and saying we want to use your thing, and they worked it out, like what would be better than having freaky Nikki and like possessed Nikki in her most scary looking outfit?
I feel like a
running
house
around
makes
at people.
more sense. Like, you're locked in the house and she's trying to get to Bear, and like that makes more like a house. At least like you can set up a scene. This is like she's literally just roaming around.
Yeah,
but she's probably gonna like run up to people and be like, "Oh, where's Bear? Where's Bear?" Like whatever shit like that. Like they always do stuff like that. Like a lot of the scare actors in the haunted houses, like for Stranger Things, they had like sheriffs from the town. They would jump out and jump scare you and say like not to try to kill you, but just the loud noise and them doing something.
No, but that was in the house though, right?
I don't know. I just think people are just like, for some reason, this movie in particular, people are just like, everyone has something to say about it. About like, oh, I'm more holy than thou. Like, bro, it's a movie.
That's fair,
It's a horror
yeah.
movie. She's a character. She's not real. She's scary in the movie. Like, you're watching the movie, you're viscerally scared of her appearance and how she acts. I understand she's a victim, but that is what is scary about the movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah,
That's
Cole,
fair.
go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I've been hearing all the discourse left and right, and I don't know where I would go. Like, I get what people are saying, and I get where you're coming from the victim thing. I just feel like for the stuff that happened to her in the film, and she was like an innocent person, I could understand people being upset about it. I personally feel like, and I agree with what Joe said. I would agree if they made it like a house and you feel like you're getting chased around by Nikki, then that I think would definitely be different. But we're just having someone roam around. Like, I don't even know what she would do. Like, she would just yell no, 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 no the entire time. But I get both sides. I feel like she shouldn't be a roaming character, but they should have made a haunted house and have her be.
Yeah, I just feel like if this was a house, there would be so much less discourse around this. Like,
I don't know.
it's
There's
just
probably
because it's
still
like,
would be discourse, but yeah, continue.
because it's specifically like, oh, only Nikki and like possessed Nikki is gonna. I get the discourse around it, but I honestly just think it's kind of just stupid. Like, she's just gonna be a girl with blood in her face running around. Like, I don't know. They like, I guess they're saving money doing that or something. Like, I don't think it's. But like, she doesn't. It's not even her own scare zone, right? It's like she's just gonna be.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did with Art the Clown last year, where he's like just a roaming character. He'll like roam around the park.
But even Art had a house last year, though.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
Oh yeah, he did. He did. You're right. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, he did. I'm sorry.
Oh, you go to the California ones. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I go to the one in California. Which one do you guys have?
Yeah. We go to Orlando.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like the discourse around obsession has gotten so toxic. It is like almost unbearable. But I do understand why. Like, again, I understand the nuance of it, but if Curry Barker is approached, he wants to have an obsession collaboration there. Like, it's, it's not the most insane idea to do this. And especially the fact that Indy as well said that she would love to have Nikki at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, I did see that clip,
So-
actually. Yeah.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. I did not know that.
Yeah. I think the interviewer was like, if you could use your one wish, Willow, what would you use it on? And she was like, to have Nikki at Halloween Horror Nights. So if the actress thinks it's okay, and if the creator and writer of this character thinks it's okay, then it's probably okay.
That's valid.
That's fair.
Anyways. Yeah, sorry, that was like annoying me. That's why I kind of ranted a little, but
It's okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
anyways, yeah, we'll try to get through these last couple things quickly because we're
Yeah.
a little crazy on time.
Am I up now? I don't even remember.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can continue,
That's fine.
Joe.
All right. Matt, you want to just run through these three really quick?
Yeah. Go
All
for
right.
it.
So, first bit of news we got: Jacob Elordi's in talks to star in Ari Aster's new movie Scapegoat alongside Scarlett Johansson. The film reportedly follows a surgeon operating on a Jake Paul-inspired character who dies during surgery. I think this is great casting, honestly. I feel like he's going to kind of play his character in Euphoria, essentially, just some like entitled prick.
Oh, yeah. That's
So-
good. I like that.
Yeah, I do like the casting a lot. Like, who else is he going to be in this besides the influencer,
Well, he might be the brother of the influencer who dies.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't
Because
know.
Then,
Yeah, I
like,
guess
come
that's
after
true.
her.
Maybe imagine they're like twins and he's playing both characters.
Maybe. Well, maybe
Ooh, that'd
Nicholas
be- that'd be
Galitzine
cool.
was supposed to be in this as well, like potentially. Maybe
Yeah, I
Nicholas
saw that as
Galitzine
well.
dies and he's his brother. I don't know, but
Very
I
cool.
like it. I just think Ari Aster he's been very mixed to me. I didn't see Beau is Afraid. But I saw Midsommar, I saw Red Terry, and I love those. I liked Eddington. I didn't love it as much as everyone
I liked
did or
Eddington
hated
a
it as
lot.
much as everyone did. I liked it, but it's like I just kind of want to see him do another horror film. Because I heard Beau is Afraid is kind of crazy and Eddington was cool. But then we're seeing this, and I feel like he's just trying to poke fun at people. That's what I've noticed, and I don't mind that because I think, like I said, there's a lot of stuff in Eddington that I found really funny, and he's like kind of picking on everybody. But I would just love to know more. I want to just. This is a thing I need to see a fucking trailer for more than anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm more intrigued because this sounds insane. Like you're making a film what you describe as a Jake Paul-esque person. I'm like, I have to know what the fuck this is about.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
gonna. This is definitely gonna piss people off when this comes out. I feel like.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
What, man?
No, I said for sure.
Next bit we got Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Gilderoy Lockhart in season 2 of the Harry Potter TV series. I've watched Harry Potter movies. I'd be lying to you if I told you who this guy is. Matt, I know you're a little more versed in the lore than I am.
Yeah,
Can
he's
you?
he's
What
a
is
Potterhead.
what is like the
I mean,
MCU?
I'm a Potterhead, but
What's the MCU equivalent of this casting?
the MCU equivalent?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say an MCU equivalent, but I'd say DC equivalent. He's basically like Booster Gold.
Just okay.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel
I
about
agree with it.
that.
I've only seen the first 2 Harry Potter films. I saw all of them when I was a kid. But like this is a good casting. It's a small role, so like he'd be there for the whole season. But this is a one and done.
Yeah,
character.
it's one and
like
done.
a one season
Okay.
character.
That's
So
fine.
he's basically he's like this acclaimed author who turns out to actually be a fraud. That's why I say Booster Gold.
Spoilers.
Ooh, okay.
Spoilers for Harry Potter.
Spoilers for a
But-
movie that's been out for fucking 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said Booster Gold. Like he's because isn't he like a fake?
He's from.
like
he doesn't have, he's all his shit's from
Yeah,
the
he's
future.
a straight up
like-
fraud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's not actually.
But he's like very charming and he's like a celebrity. A lot of people love him, and then he ends up being a
Interesting.
fraud. But it is like a 1 season thing. I think it's good casting. There's a lot of discourse about it. People throwing him under the bus because J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, her views on like
Everything.
trans,
But
whatever. But at this
listen-
point, Harry Potter is like so much bigger than J.K. Rowling. Like I understand she created it, but it is just
Yeah.
so massive and it's so much more than her that I think for people to not take roles like this is just like a disservice to
And
the
he's
franchise.
from the UK. Like he
I
grew
think
up
it's
a Harry
true.
Potter fan. Like I don't know. I kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, he's been a big fan of Harry Potter. He's outspokenly said it.
Yeah, like I
And-
get it if I get it from his point of view.
Yeah, and J.K. Rowling sucks. She sucks.
Yeah,
but-
she's
Yeah,
not
J.K.
a
Rowling
good person.
fucking sucks.
yeah.
but I still
But
love
that's
Harry
established,
Potter.
But
Yeah.
It's like how I say it, and you could, if you have to cut this, you could cut this. But it's how I say it's like, do you still watch movies that was produced by Weinstein? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, do you still
Yeah,
watch Good Will Hunting? Do you still?
There's no
watch
reason to
things?
cut that, bro. Don't worry.
Okay,
It's-
I don't know.
There's no
I
reason
think that
for
might
us
be
to
saying,
cut that.
like that might be
Perfect
something
for
stupid
clips.
to say.
No, but you're right.
That's
I mean,
that's a very like fair thing to say. I don't think there's
because it's
anything
also
like that.
not just him. Yeah, he produced it, but there's like all these talented
Yeah,
people.
David
that,
O. Russell's another guy that
like
a lot of people don't watch.
there's all these people involved in the cast and crew that put in all this work to make something like this. And what are you gonna like not watch it out of spite of one person? It's like
No,
like, bro,
100%.
Yeah.
so.
That's how I feel about like. I mean, like, and also this. I don't even think she's involved at all with this show.
I don't think she
She's
is.
not.
No,
Yeah, so it's
I
all
think-
like, man, they're making this like without her. Fuck it, dude. Like,
No, I think she is involved. Like I don't
She's
know if
involved with the
she-
casting process. I think a little bit.
I thought she had a. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
Whatever.
whatever. Anyway,
All right. Yeah.
next last bit of news. Waller and Paradise Lost are no longer in development at HBO. So there's 2 ways you could look at this. I definitely think that what you said before about how the MCU moving away from superhero shows, it seems like DC is kind of doing the same thing. I think these kind of streaming services see that these superhero shows aren't super profitable. That being said, it's not a good look at all for DC. Like,
no,
Yeah.
it's not.
not at
It's
all. It's just it's concerning that post Man of Tomorrow, like I don't know, they don't really have anything set to be in production. If they don't have anything going to production by like at least the end of the year, they're not gonna have a movie in 2028. There's gonna be nothing.
Well, you have Batman, but if we're just talking about DCU, then yeah, they won't have anything.
So like I don't know. I'm hoping Man of Tomorrow seems like it's gonna soft launch a Justice League. So maybe I'm being optimistic and we'll get some form of a Justice League movie in the near future. But yeah, it's not good. It just doesn't look good that they announced that they announce these things and that, like, you know, I mean, granted, it seems like it's not it's more HBO than DC making this decision, but still, it just doesn't matter. It still doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's just like such a rough start to the DCU, which was supposed to be this franchise that's learned from the mistakes of the MCU, learns from the mistakes of these other failed franchises. And already we're in like the 3rd year, and the amount of canceled projects is like unreal.
Yeah.
Like pretty
100%.
much half the slate is canceled. Like, how did this happen?
It feels like a bunch of false promises.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like,
the only things, it's like we got probably like half the slate: Superman, Supergirl, Lanterns, and Clayface.
That's all they announced that we have so far. They never announced Clayface and Gods and Monsters.
Clayface wasn't even on the slate on there? Either. No,
I didn't know that.
It's just more like James Mangold Swamp Thing. Okay, cool. Like, you announced that he's doing a new movie with Timothée Chalamet. Like,
and then after that, he's got the Star Wars movie after that. So it's like he's gonna be
yeah, but it's also just like, dude, like, when you think about it, like, yes, you just made this whole chapter, like, hey, this is what we're making. We're gonna make an Authority movie. We're gonna do Booster Gold. We're gonna be doing Superman. We're gonna do Supergirl, and like, cool. You announced Waller, canceled. Booster Gold's canceled. You look at the Mascara, canceled. I mean, you canceled the Authority film because it's on the back burner. In my head, it's like what's going on? You know, like, I know I wasn't here when we talked about Supergirl, but that movie was bad. That was a horrible film. I don't blame Millie Alcock. She was amazing as
she was
Supergirl,
great.
That
wasn't
was
her fault.
Yeah, and she was bad. But it's like, man, like, you really need a win. And what we got is that we got Superman, which was announced. You gave us Supergirl. You gave us Peacemaker, and then you gave us Clayface. Clayface and Peacemaker were not announced at Chapter 1, and there's nothing else in development other than Man of Steel 2. And I feel like there's so much shit that you were saying that we're going to do, and you're canceling all of them. It's hard for me to kind of take you a little seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. And it's honest. Yeah. What makes it worse is like this emphasis that James Gunn had on, like, we're not greenlighting anything until we have a great script. Like, we're going to be better than these universes that came before us. Like, think about when Marvel started. There were some times where, like, projects were canceled, like the Inhumans and things like that. Right. But it hasn't been even close to on this level. Like, why are all of these things getting canceled? Like, why even announce any of it? Why do the slate if you're going to cancel everything?
Yeah, like you brought up Brave and the Bold. Brave and the Bold 4 years ago. There's no update. Yeah. And it's like, and I hate to say this, but it's like, I in my head, Supergirl is a B tier character. She's a great character. There's no disrespect to her character. She's a B tier character. When you look at Peacemaker is a nothing character. Other than the show, Suicide Squad, you know, I mean, Jon Stewart, I don't know where you'd put him up there, but it's like, I feel like that they should have kind of did what the Marvels did. We're like, dude, we're gonna bring out our A-list. We're gonna bring out Iron Man, Cap. We're gonna do all these things, and then we're gonna branch out, and then we're gonna put these characters that not a lot of people know, like Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and those people. Like, damn, dude, like, I feel like you should have just focused on your core Justice League, and then branch out to do Supergirl, do more Peacemaker, branch out to do a Clayface one. Like, I just still find it crazy how we're getting a Clayface movie that looks great, by the way, before we get any news about a Batman film. And I just feel like it's a big disservice. Like,
not even
I don't know
that.
what they're doing.
At least we're getting the Batman. They're making a fucking Jimmy Olsen show where we get anything with Wonder Woman.
Dude, like, who the fuck wants a gorilla? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to yell, but who wants a Gorilla Grodd show? I'm sorry, it interests me, but like, that is something that you should do 5 years later when you actually have everything done. That's so cool. I want Batman.
I'm assuming like the reason why they're canceling a lot of these things is because they're gonna change their slate to make it more like Batman. I mean, this is just me assuming. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, but I mean, what else? I don't know what else they would really do. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, Batman is, you know, I know Batman will make the money. Wonder Woman will probably make the money.
Yeah,
and then from there, I guess the Justice League.
To me, it all comes back to James Gunn. Like, he was not the right choice to creatively lead this universe because he just has such a love for niche characters and not broad appeal that if you're building an entire universe, it's just not the right person to go with.
100%.
And we're seeing it with the type of projects that he's choosing. You know?
100%. And real quick, I know we got to move on real quick, but real quick, I mean, like, I don't know if you saw this news. I didn't see it in here, but like Supergirl is the lowest grossing movie in DC for the last 20 years. Yeah. And it's like, man, you just had a great Superman movie that made a lot of money. And then this happens. And I feel like, dude, like you gotta step up. You gotta get all the trust back, do these characters that everyone loves, form that, and then branch out and do different things.
Yeah. But in the same way, like that, it's a good thing then that Waller was canceled, because that's just like, and I mean, Paradise Lost, at least it was Wonder Woman related, but now we could take all the energy and people and whoever that you're going to put towards Waller and put that towards a project of characters that people actually recognize and want to go see. So it is a good thing.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm assuming it seems like they're doing, but we'll see.
But all right, let's move on, Joe. Why don't you read the Terminator 2 synopsis? We'll do Terminator and Snack Shack, and we'll wrap things up.
Oh, real quick. I know we're quick on time, but I just want to say this to you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Nightmare on Elm Street things that we're talking about earlier, it's Wes Craven's estate owns the U.S. rights, which they licensed to Paramount, but Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema retained the international rights for it, so they can make it whenever. And then J.K. Rowling is involved in the series. She serves as an executive producer and is actively consulted on key creative decisions though she does not write any of the scripts. So she's not a leader. She's just involved in like who is going to make the stuff.
Yeah.
Just,
All right.
Okay.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's nothing personal. 10 years after the events of the original, a reprogrammed T-800 is sent back in time to protect young John Connor from the shape-shifting T-1000. Together with his mom, Sarah, he fights to stop Skynet from triggering a nuclear apocalypse. So this is a movie that I grew up watching, and honestly, I haven't seen in probably a decade. I remember when we were young, we used to go on the ride when we went to Universal. This movie is so much fucking fun. And it's so well made and like technically wise. Like I remember just the opening sequence and me being like, the lighting in this is so amazing. There's just like blue lighting in the movie that I don't think I've ever seen a movie that has something like that. I didn't even pick up on this when I was a kid. And just John Connors and Sarah, like they're just such cool characters. Like the action's awesome. The music's great. Like Sarah Connor's a fucking badass in this movie. Like she's like running around fucking stabbing the psychiatrist with fucking wiper fluid. I really enjoyed this movie. You know, obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger is iconic in this, and like everyone knows him from this. And I didn't even realize the guy I know him from Peacemaker, the guy who plays his dad.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah, he's the T-1000. I didn't even recognize him until halfway through the movie, but overall just absolutely love this movie. Such a fucking fun time.
Yeah.
What do you think, if you guys agree?
So I saw this film like 5 years ago, and I remember liking it, but I know like people regard it as one of the best action films of all time, so I rewatched it, and I'll be honest with you guys, I loved it. I had a great time with it. If I would have to do a rating, it'd probably be 4.5. I think I'm not the biggest Arnold guy, and I'm also not the biggest Terminator guy, but him in this film was really good. I thought John Connor was awesome. John Connor was like one of those badass kids, and I think Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor was also really great. The action is great. I love how they go through like the riverbeds of LA, you know, the helicopter all the way on the ground. I had a great time with it. I really I have a lot of notes right here when we talk more about it, about like the themes of the film that I really liked. And it's overall just a great time. It was like a film, like right when it ended, I was like, hell yeah, you know?
Yeah.
I will have to say my one little issue, and this is not its fault, but I'm just going to say it. The ending doesn't really hit for me because of Terminator Dark Fate.
I haven't seen a lot of the sequels.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I know Arnold comes back, but...
So in Dark Fate, and this is the first Terminator film I ever watched, the movie begins immediately after Terminator 2. Okay? Mm-hmm. And what happens is they're in Mexico, Sarah Connor and John Connor. They're in Mexico, and a Terminator comes out and kills John Connor with a shotgun. Just blows him, kills him right there. And it's like one of those alien situations where like aliens, you're like you meet all these characters like new, and then Alien 3 comes out and they just off them like right away.
Oh,
That is what they did. So for me, it's like knowing now that's like canon and like James Cameron approved of all that, it really made this ending hit a little less than how I wanted it to. Because it's cool, like, yeah, he's saved, but then right in the next movie, immediately just dies.
Yeah.
And I am not about it. It was one of those Halloween situations where they retconned 3 and Genesis and all those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they straight up they just kill him. And that's the current timeline.
Weird.
And it's like right away. Like if you watch them back to back, right when the movie ends, 5 minutes later, dead. And it's like
his kid self.
Yeah, his kid self. Like look it up after this. I swear. Like it's like he's in Mexico getting a drink, and then the Terminator looks at him, he sees him, and just kills him. Just right there.
Damn.
And I think they said it happened 2 weeks after the events of Terminator 2.
That's weird.
And it's just like I was like, man, like the whole point. Yeah, it was strange, but like to me, it was just like, man, the whole point of this film was to make sure that John Connor is safe because he runs this big revolution. So then this happens, and it's just like, well, now what was the point of this?
Yeah,
that's just how I see it. But like, regardless, I went on a tangent, but it's overall like the ending's good. It just didn't hit for me the way I wanted it to because I know the other film.
That's fair. I mean, valid, it's fair like as a personal thing, but obviously you can't like hold that against the film, which you already said.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a great ending. It just didn't hit for me the way I wanted it to because of the future things. But you look at stuff like that. Stuff like that happens all the time in sequels. Like, man, this ending was great, but this happens, ruins it.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I think you guys kind of covered what I enjoyed about it a lot was like just these big action set pieces, and I loved a lot of like the practical effects too. Some of the kills that the T-1000 has, they're like these really cool practical shots, like when he shoots his arm through the guy's face when he's on the phone.
Yeah, like with the finger.
The finger. There's a lot of his like Terminator is very cool, and I love how a lot of times you see like movies do, the hero has to fight an evil version of himself, which this is kind of in ways, but the evil version is like he's a Terminator, but he's like a different kind of Terminator.
He's a better version of him. Yeah.
So I liked how they did that. I think Arnold, I usually don't like him that much, but he's a perfect Terminator because he doesn't have to have any emotion. He just says his lines, and he's good at that. So I really enjoyed it.
Those iconic lines hit. By the way.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Hasta la vista, baby.
He has a very heavy voice. He's very notable. I was going to say also, I forgot to mention that. There's some honestly pretty good body horror in this. Like the scene of
especially the ending.
where she gets nuked. That's one of like where she's like burning alive. That scene's insane, bro.
Yeah, I was like, at that scene.
I was watching that at work, and I'm looking at my monitor. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude! I want to be able to see what I'm watching.
Like the sound, the sound was so loud during that. It was so funny. Yeah,
and then anytime like they really like fuck up the T-1000, and it kind of stops speaking English, and it makes those like screeching sounds. It reminded me of The Thing a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot of with the T-1000. There's a lot of The Thing vibes, honestly, like baked into it. Obviously, because it's like hiding amongst everybody, and even that end where Arnold shoots him with the grenade launcher at the end, and like he's that kind of like obviously he's like melted and like all disfigured, but it's practical and you see it. It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
The one practical thing that I think didn't look good was when he got shot, and it was like so obvious they just put like a metal plate.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
But I respect that they went practical with that, but it was like so obviously fake. But
you continue.
So,
no, you're good.
Oh no, I had some notes I wanted to talk about, like some of the themes that I noticed in Terminator. Because I thought this was just like an action flick, and watching it more, I've kind of realized, man, like, there's a lot of themes in the film, especially with like, whether we're capable of like changing our future, where you see that like, Sarah, she spent years believing that Judgment Day was inevitable, while like the entire like story and the entire film is like pushing against that idea, and I found that really interesting, especially with like the lines that they put, like no fate but what we make, especially like the ending monologue and like what they believe. I like that quite a bit. And not only that, like I liked a lot of the theme about how you actually make someone human, because it felt like they were trying to humanize the Terminator while like John was teaching him like the value of life, like humor and like humans, especially like the crying scenes.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sarah, when you see Sarah, she was mirroring the Terminator because she was coming a little machine-like, right? And trying to kill, I don't remember his name. I think his name is Miles Dyson, and I felt like it was kind of mirroring both where, you see Sarah kind of acting like a Terminator while you see the Terminator, like a father figure kind of. And that's what I also thought another theme was about like a fatherhood, because he kind of saw Terminator as a father figure, I felt like, throughout the entire movie, because not only would he like protect him, but he would listen to him, he would teach him stuff. And I think my last one I really liked was the theme of sacrifice that I noticed, where obviously like he begins the movie protecting John because that's what he's supposed to do, that's how he's programmed. But I felt like by the ending, putting the Dark Fate ending aside, or the beginning of Dark Fate aside, you kind of learn why humanity deserves to be survived, because he's learned that, and his sacrifice felt like something more because he sees the human in them. And I felt like it was cool because he kind of taught John and Sarah stuff about like loss, I thought about, and like selfishness. But that's like stuff that I kind of caught that I was actually really shocked about, just because, like I said, I thought this was just like a straight up hell yeah action flick. But when you really look into it, man, there's themes, and I really like those.
There's a lot more there, and it's like James Cameron is good at that kind of stuff. Like you look in the Avatar movies as well. But continue, Joe.
Oh yeah,
his the way he is. It honestly reminds me a little bit of like a Frankenstein kind of vibe, where like it's him. He doesn't really know how to behave, or like, and as the movie goes on, he like obviously he learns how to speak from John, and like learns little like the thumbs up and things like that. Like becoming human, the ideas of like what it means to be human, like you said, it's done very well in this movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about the movie, and I was gonna bring it up, is like the relationship between John and the Terminator. I just love their dynamic. And at first, John is like, like, who are you? What are you trying to do? And then he becomes friends with him to the point where, like, towards the middle of the movie, Sarah Connor like takes out that chip and she's about to smash it. And he's like, no, like, he's my friend. You can't do that. I thought that was a great scene. Yeah. And eventually, obviously, like, she comes to realize, like, like, she sees that bond between them. And then another great scene that had to do with those two was, like, John crying at the end when he realizes that he was going to sacrifice himself. I just thought it was a great scene. And I love their relationship. I think that's, like, the foundation and, like, core of the movie. So, yeah.
It's a phenomenal film, dude. Like, it made me want to watch the other ones, but then I remember that those ones aren't that good. I need to watch the first one, so I probably will do that.
First one's good.
First one's more of a slasher. Honestly.
Yeah, he's the villain, Arnold.
Yeah. And then the third one, he's wearing those stupid star glasses. I've seen that photo. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I haven't. I've only watched the first two.
I watched the one with Bale, but I completely forgot.
Salvation.
Yeah.
Isn't Sam Worthington the guy who plays Jack Sully? I think he's John Connor.
Yeah.
And then like it was directed by Mick G, which I kind of find, I'm sorry, that's like the stupidest name I've ever heard in my life, bro. You name yourself Mick G. I'm sorry. Sorry. But yeah, like I've seen 2, and I've seen Dark Fate, and I've seen Salvation. But yeah, when you guys are done, just go look that up. It's like,
I like it.
It sounds
a lot
of
insane.
People.
Yeah, I like that. That would piss me off too.
So I just want to get this straight though, because at the end of Terminator 2, which I like the ending, it's Sarah at the playground when she's older, and she's like, the day came and it just never happened. So they just like retconned that.
Yeah, they straight up retconned it. Like it was like I don't even know how to explain it. So yeah, she's like, the movie opens up and there's like a monologue, just like in the beginning of 2. And then they're in Mexico, and she's like, John Connor's getting a drink, and then a Terminator appears and just grabs a shotgun and shoots him in the face, shoots him in the chest. He's lying, going like this to Sarah, and then he just gets domed, and then the movie moves on like it never happened.
So they're like de-aged in that moment.
Yeah, it was like, it was like the craziest thing ever, and it's like I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just like it was stupid. It was really dumb, dude. And I felt like that was a big disservice because, like I said, it was like old Aliens and the Aliens 3 thing.
Yeah,
it was just like the biggest like
the
why
David
would you do
Fincher
that? Like,
directed Aliens 3.
yeah, I don't think he did a lot of that though. That was
Yeah,
This looks like AI generated.
dude. The CGI is really, really, really bad. And then for everyone who thought like, oh, they didn't kill him, yeah, like right there it says terminated.
damn.
Target terminated.
Bro.
Yeah, so it was like the biggest
So
like
strange.
fu. Yeah, it was just like, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like, man, like you're gonna kill him right away. What was the point of this whole film? And like you just kind of think of it a little less now because it's like, you know, I'm sorry if I ruined
it takes away from it. No, honestly,
Nah, it's all right.
nah, yeah, but like it's completely
As Matt
valid.
says,
what you're
very
saying.
upset. Matt's like, no, it's okay. You ruined it, but it's okay.
God, I wish I never saw that. No.
Well, did
So
you
where do
guys
you
have a
think this
favorite
would?
scene?
Yeah. I mentioned them before, but I really like just any of the scenes where John and the Terminator like interact, and especially just that ending scene, like when he sacrificed himself. Their interaction before that, I really enjoyed. And in terms of like action, I like the like truck jumping over into like the canals. That whole sequence was awesome.
Yeah,
That would have been my pick too, because I like how like I just love how Arnold has that shotgun and just solos it like that. I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, that's probably my favorite scene, like especially in the riverbeds in LA.
I feel like when John Connor like first meets the Terminator and the T-1000 like in the hallway where he has the roses. That's probably my favorite sequence.
That's a great moment where he's
Yeah.
carrying the box with the rose and like it's a shotgun. It's definitely a great moment.
Like, get down.
Because also like I'm trying to think when this movie came out and people went to the theater, did they know that Arnold was the good guy or no? Because that scene is kind of like when it's
That's
revealed.
interesting. I'm gonna look that up while you talk.
Yeah, we got to look at the trailers to find out.
Because that scene is like Arnold is going into the hallway, and I guess like if you had seen the first one, you probably would have thought that he was going after John.
Yeah.
But then he like moves his shotgun up and he's like, get out of the way or whatever, and shoots the other Terminator. So I wonder
Well,
like
even-
if that was a reveal.
Well, even when when the Terminator finds Sarah, like Sarah thinks that the Terminator's going to kill her. She's like frozen in fear.
Well,
It depends on whether they watched the theatrical marketing. While director James Cameron originally wanted the twist to remain a secret, the trailers, posters, and TV spots heavily spoiled that he was returning as a protector. And Schwarzenegger has openly discussed about playing a kinder and a gentler machine while promoting the film. And in the trailers they released before the movie show Arnold riding a motorcycle to rescue John Connor, stating that he's there to protect him.
damn. Yeah, that
Which
would have
is-
been like a
that's
great
insane.
reveal. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and keep
That
Robert
would've been-
Patrick like a secret.
Yeah. But anyways, favorite characters?
John Connor.
Joe?
John Connor.
I'll be different, say Sarah.
I like the Terminator. I like Arnold. I think he's just so perfect for that role.
That's
He's
like
just so
his thing,
monotonous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to his mullet-haired friend. That guy was cool. I like him.
Yeah, he saved all of humanity. Because
Yeah,
the
he's
cop
like, nope,
goes up
never
to him.
seen him.
Yeah. If he would have ratted on him, well, it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
he dies 2 weeks
fuck that
later
guy.
anyway.
Is it me?
Yeah. It doesn't matter because he dies 2 weeks later.
Oh, I was gonna say John Connor also kind of gives me like Marty McFly vibes a lot,
Yeah, I could see that.
like running around the
Definitely.
town, kind of like I mean, it takes place similar time period, right? They're both in the 80s.
91. Or
Oh, 91, okay.
Oh, also,
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
because
it's 3 years after the film with 2.
Oh, 3
It's not
years
2
after.
okay.
3
Okay.
years after. In Guatemala.
interesting.
Still. Yeah. The lighting
Yes,
in that
it's-
scene looked like insane. But maybe it was because the camera. But
Yeah,
all right. I guess we could rate it unless you guys have anything else to say.
no,
I think we're good on that.
I still like bro. I'm telling you, when I saw the opening sequence and like the red and lighting, I was like, how the fuck are they even doing? Like, they don't light movies like that anymore.
Yeah, any of those like apocalypse sequences just looked so cool.
Yeah,
The lighting
dude.
was amazing.
So yeah, I'll go first, I guess, because I recommended it, but I give it a 4.5, so 5 out of 10. I didn't really get into this, but the one aspect that I don't really like is how manic they make Sarah Connors when you first see her. It's almost like I think she's overacting a little bit in the beginning, like when she's in the mental institution.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really enjoyed every other aspect of this movie. Like the definition of an action blockbuster. Like just yeah, I mean, honestly, Mission Impossible coded with a lot of these like set pieces with the action. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have to give it a 4.5 as well. I think it was a great film. I wasn't expecting so much about it. I was debating if I should go see the anniversary release, and I think I definitely am going to. So I definitely would give it a 4 out of 5. I think my one complaint is I do think there are some scenes I kind of wish was a tad longer, but I do agree with Joe that I do think some of that overacting I'd noticed. I was all like, I don't know.
A little bit in the beginning.
Because I've also never seen her in anything that hasn't been Terminator, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I don't really know her as an actress that well.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen her. She's apparently
She was in the
5th
season of Stranger Things. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I remember that. She plays like a military person, but
yeah, that literally acts like a Terminator. By the way.
Anyways,
yeah.
So yeah, I also gave the film a 4.5 stars, 9 out of 10. I think it's like one of the quintessential action blockbusters, like we've discussed. I just love the idea of the Transformers in general, like this idea that someday in the future machines will take over. Which, I mean, we're not seeing anything like what we saw in the movie happening now, but you're seeing technology take over. So it was crazy that when this came out, it was like an insane fear, and it could be something that's somewhat of a reality these days. But yeah, I love the relationship between John Connor and the Terminator. I think Sarah Connor is one of like the best female protagonists that we've seen. She's up there with Ripley, I would say. So I really enjoy this movie. I had a great time with it.
And they're both made by James Cameron.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this the second one at least, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. He didn't do the first one. It was Ridley Scott, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so Cole, you want to introduce our last film? Maybe tell us why you recommended it. Read the synopsis.
Gotcha, yeah. All right, I read it. I got it right here. All right, so for my film that I got to pick, I was really happy you guys let me pick a film, and I feel like I really wanted to kind of ease into the bit and pick a Chalamet film and do like a Marty thing, because that's what I feel like I'm known for on my channel. But I decided to go with a lesser known film, which was Snack Shack, directed by Adam Raheimer. I hope I'm saying Raheimer. I hope I'm saying his name right. And it is a coming of age film, and one summer can change everything. Inseparable best friends AJ and Moose decide to run a local Pool's Snack Shack after their plan to sell home-brewed beer goes down the drain. Things take a turn when they meet Brooke, an effortlessly cool lifeguard who puts their big plans and friendship at risk. So I remember in 2024, I saw a trailer that popped up on my YouTube feed, and I watched it. It was an ad, like a 15-second ad, and I'm like, man, this looks funny, and I looked up the full trailer, and this instantly became a film that I wanted to go see because I really looked very charming, and one of my favorite genres in film are coming-of-age films, and I want to go see this film, and I absolutely just adored it, and I recommended it to everybody. And most of my family's seen it because I talked about this film a lot. And by the end of their box office run, it only made $500,000 on a $4.5 million budget. And I feel like this movie needed to be talked about more because it was such a, just a great coming of age film. And that's why I wanted to bring it on the pod. And I want more people to talk about this and love the film as much as I do.
Yeah, this is my second time seeing it. It was a great recommendation, and I loved it the first time. I think Joe, I actually might have told you to watch
recommended it for me to watch it. I remember that. Yeah,
but yeah, I completely agree that this is underseen. I'm such a big fan of this movie. Excuse me. I know the girl Mika Abdella is like getting a huge popularity boost recently because she's been on this show. I forgot what it's called.
Heated Rivalry?
What is it?
No, hold on.
It's the hockey one, right? Isn't it a hockey one?
No. Pretty sure that's Heated Rivalry. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, she's on.
There's a lot of hockey romance shows now going on.
Hold on, sorry. I just want to. Oh, Off Campus. Oh yeah, it is hockey.
Off
actually,
Campus.
You're right. Yeah, off campus. Anyways,
Mhm.
I love. Sorry, guys, I'm like a little bit sick, so my cough is getting to me. But I love the dynamic between the three main characters, and this really just feels like summer as a kid. It just
Yeah.
felt like it brought me back a lot to my childhood and like having crushes on girls and not having any responsibilities in the summer and just hanging out with your friends, going to the swim club, whatever it may be, like trying to find ways to drink alcohol. Whether
Yeah.
not making my own, I never did that, but I just related a lot to this film. It reminded me of growing up in like good ways and bad ways, which we can get into later.
Yeah.
But what were your initial thoughts, Joe?
Yeah, I agree, and I like Matt said, this is a second time viewing, and I didn't really enjoy it as well this time. I think this movie, what it does best is it encapsulates that feeling of like high school summer, of like truly your only thing you're worried about is like when you're gonna see your friends, how you're gonna make a little money, like talking to girls, like Matt said, getting booze. And I really, it feels, even though this takes place in somewhere in the Midwest, it feels very familiar to like a high school summer experience I would have had. And there's a movie actually that kind of very similar to this called Staten Island Summer, which I don't know if you know, me and Matt, yeah, remind me a lot of that. It seems like honestly, this seems like the better version of Staten Island Summer, in my opinion.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could dive into a little more why I like it.
Yeah.
So it more than anything, it reminded me, like I said, I love coming of age films, but it reminded me a lot about me growing up a little bit. So, because like I don't know how you guys grew up, but I grew up in the suburbs of California. I've lived in the same house I've had, and in my neighborhood, I had a lot of friends that I met through the neighborhood where, we would just go to your guy on the summer, go to their house, boom, go do something, go hang out, go to the pool, go to the beach, just, go biking, do whatever. And it reminded me a lot of me growing up, and especially Moose, because Moose reminds me of a person that I used to hang out with, especially in my neighborhood. I have not talked to those guys in 8+ years, but this is how it reminded me of it, and I have a lot of kind of feelings about the film because there's times where especially when you think about like the themes of it, is that growing up before you kind of realize you're growing up. I kind of think I hate to quote The Office, but it was one of the end of the lines where the guy's like, it'd be nice to know when you leave the good old days before you actually left them.
Yeah.
It's a great,
and that's how it's a great quote. I forget the guy who made it, but I was like, man, I'm about to quote an Office line.
Isn't it? It's the guy from Ted Lasso.
I think it's Andy.
No, it's Andy. I don't know his name. It's Ed Helms.
Yeah,
Ed Helms. Yeah.
Where like, I feel like they kind of show that like adolescence doesn't really have an obvious moment where the childhood ends, because stuff like that could happen. Your friendships can end, your responsibilities will come, and I feel like they thought that they were just kind of have like another summer together, but it was more one of the most important summers, I would say, because their lives are changing, and they're changing while it's happening. Their friendship changed, and you also realize that friendships change when you get older. Like maybe someone that you were friends with when you were 13, you're not gonna be friends with when you're 18, because you guys just drift apart. And I feel like that was Brooke was a very good plot device, because she created tension between these characters, and she isn't really the reason why the friendship struggles, but she's exposing the problems. If you're kind of catching my drift, like AJ, he starts wanting things outside of the little world that Moose created, with him, like how he's all like, oh, I want to go to Alaska, and they're like, and he was all like, well, like, yeah, like, okay, I mean, like, well, we're like a split thing. And I definitely feel like, you also see like illusions of like adulthood where, they want to be treated like adults. They're gambling, they're drinking, they're trying to run businesses, but they are trying to prove that they can take care of themselves, but they show them that doing like adult things isn't the same of actually being an adult.
Yeah.
And I feel like they show that like the real maturity will come with like responsibility, like maybe consequences and heartbreak, and eventually like grief that happens.
Yeah.
I got more to say, but if you guys have anything you'd like to add, I would love to hear it.
No, I
No,
totally
no.
agree with what you're saying about like,
Yeah.
you know, growing up without realizing you're growing up. And it's like when it is the cutoff point where it's like all of a sudden you're not a kid anymore. And sometimes it takes something as dramatic as like losing a loved one for that to really happen. And
Yeah.
it's not really somewhere that I expected the movie to go when I first watched it. But I think it did a really good job of sort of like tackling that issue for these kids that are just kind of like, they're just like dickheads. They're like kids that, you know, they're just fucking around. They don't take anything seriously. They're like doing illegal shit, whatever. None of it matters. And also the reason why they deal with the loss is like a direct consequence of alcohol as well, which like is not, it's, you know, it's not like it's shown that they drink throughout, but it's never really shown as a problem until something like that happens. So
Right.
Well, I feel like
100%.
his friend, the older guy, the other lifeguard. What's his name?
yeah, I
I think
forget
his
his
name's
name.
Shane. I think his name is Shane.
Shane.
I could look at it right now.
I feel like there's
Yeah, it
signs
is, it
because
is,
like
yeah.
this is something I picked up on the second watch was like there's signs that he's like has kind of out like he drinks and drives prior to them going to places in the film. Like there's signs that his friend is like has alcoholic tendencies. It's just I didn't notice it the first time because you're more
That was
focused on
also-
like that.
I was
Sorry, I was gonna
confused
say, that
about
was kind of-
the.
that was-
No,
What?
sorry. It's hard to not talk over each other. But now I was confused about like what is the dynamic there? So I feel like when I came back to it, I was under the impression that was his brother, but like it's not.
I think
Right?
it's
It's
just
just
a
like a
friend.
I kind of felt like
It's
it was
just
like
a
a big
friend
brother
that's older.
dynamic.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
was
that's
that
how I felt it.
dynamic. But
Because you also
what
kind
were
of
you gonna
realize like
say?
there's
I'm
this.
sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna agree with you. But I think also you kind of tell that like the family has history. So I like to think that like they're family friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And-
makes. Oh yeah, because the mom like loves him and shit. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's all stuff like that. But you also think like first love isn't necessarily forever.
Mhm.
Like I liked how obviously it ended, but I don't think it meant that it was like meaningless because so relationships in film have always been very fascinating to me because everyone has like a different type of relationship and a different perspective of those. And some relationships aren't important because they last your entire life. They're important because they became who you are as a person. If you know what I mean, like relationships change you.
Yeah.
Everything you go through is a learning experience, and especially like one of my favorite movies of all time, Eternal Sunshine, that teaches
film.
you shouldn't forget about these heartbreaks. Like you need them to become the person that you are. So
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't compare this movie to that, but
Right. Like I will acknowledge that as much as I love this film, it's not as good as Eternal Sunshine.
no, but I love this film as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, so what did you guys think of Brooke, like in general? Because I feel like on a rewatch, I was kind of like, I don't really like what this girl's doing.
Yeah,
She's kind of
I
like
just-
playing with each of their emotions and stuff.
Like I get why she's there, and in my opinion though, I feel like there's other ways they could have tested the tension of their relationship without using Brooke, like kind of just like messing around with them. Like there could have been something with, like maybe like something happens at the snack shack that they fight over, or like I don't like that she kind of plays like both sides. Like she's like playing both of them essentially.
Yeah. I 100% agree where you're. I 100% agree where you're coming from, and I also think that I do appreciate them showing that Brooke is also flawed. Because
That's fair,
obviously, because like obviously she cares about AJ, and there are moments where like she doesn't really communicate well, which like that drives me kind of crazy. I'll admit that, but I don't think the movie wanted us to make her feel like a dream girl. It was more of like this because like when you get to know her, it felt like AJ, or when AJ gets to know her, it felt like that idolized version that he had in his mind kind of became a real person with her own problems and her own mistakes. And I think that's why the relationship with AJ worked really well in the movie, even if you don't really love everything that she did. She's part of like AJ learning relationships aren't as simple as maybe having a crush on someone.
Yeah.
Because there's more to that. Like, cool, you have a crush on someone, you get the girl, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like, especially when you're younger and before your experience with relationships, if you really like a girl, you sort of like don't think about her negative qualities. So even after she hooked up with his best friend and, you know, basically chose him over AJ, he still was kind of like doing whatever she wanted, instantly like took her back, I guess you could say.
That's like core, like your first.
Yeah, it's like typical
crush,
for a young crush. I found myself relating to AJ in ways like in terms of when I was a kid, like how I felt about girls. And I went through something similar, as I'm sure most people have, where like one of my friends ended up with a girl that I liked when I was younger. So like I was able to like see myself in his character. And it's like a very kind of, I don't want to say universal experience, but it's something that a lot of people go through when they're younger and like talking to girls and, you know, but.
No, 100%. I remember, I gotta say this story real quick. It's really quick, but I remember there was this girl, my first ever girlfriend, who I used to work with, had the biggest crush on her, ended up dating for 2 months, and the relationship ended, and it was both our faults, and it really sucked because this was like the first girl like I had like feelings for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she dated my coworker 2 weeks after we broke up, and oh my gosh, yeah. And that's what it gave me. So I get where you're coming from, because I'm just like, damn, dude, like we were vibing, you know. And then,
it's like an indescribable, like your first heartbreak is just indescribable. But I mean, they don't like get into it too much. But I just like related to those moments of him feeling like let down by that, or like, because you know he's upset that he doesn't have the girl, but it's also, you know, that's his best friend, so it like makes it even worse. But
and I felt like another really great part of the film was definitely like the grief part, where I feel like, you know, grief completely kind of changes your understanding of life, you know. And I feel like when Shane passes away, and I think that's when like the movie kind of tries to become heavier, where you guys see the film, like AJ and Moose, the way they're acting, feel like they're invincible, feel like they're the shit.
Yeah.
And when they're confronted with something that's permanent, like death, you know, there's no like scheme that like Moose is trying to do to fix it. There's no joke that would make that disappear. Like, this is like real life stuff. And for like the first time, it feels like they're forced to like understand that people that they love are not guaranteed to always be there. Like Brooke can go, but Shane was someone that's been in their lives forever. And I feel like they did that in such a great way. But yeah, that's all the notes I have. I have a big note about the ending, but we could, like, whenever we get to that point, I have some notes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I also liked I really liked how they handled like that grief aspect. You also see when that happens, Moose and AJ realize like what they're fighting over is so minuscule. Like that moment when they both get to the swim club and like embrace each other and are crying, like after it happens, it's just like such a great and emotional moment in the movie. And also I gotta say, Gabriel LaBelle is like such a good actor.
Dude,
he's so
amazing.
good. He is so good in this movie. Yeah.
He's
I have.
So good.
He's
He's
a
good.
beast.
Fableman's is good. Unfortunately, he's in like 2 Netflix films. I'm like, bro, we need to get you like on the big screen, bro.
Yeah.
He's great.
But he like their performances in this movie, both of them, but especially Gabriel LaBelle, like they just do such a good job of capturing that energy that
The
like
youthful
teenage
energy.
boys, that teenage boys have, like the way that they talk, cursing every other word. Like that's how people talk when you're a kid.
That's
you
how
know?
I talked.
Yeah.
I still talk
I felt
like
like the dialogue was very realistic to me. But what'd you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, I agree. It honestly, their dynamic reminds me a lot of the dynamic of the 2 kids in Superbad. We're like, maybe not in the same scenario, but I remember Jonah Hill's character was kind of attached to Michael Cera's character. And it's a big deal that like he's going to a college that Jonah Hill's character is not going to. So I felt like that similar kind of dynamic, and it reminds you of Superbad in the sense that the dialogue felt really realistic. Like it felt like this is how teenagers would sound at the time. Like it just felt very natural the way they spoke.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing I also liked was I feel like at points it was almost like intentionally corny coming of age, which I really liked.
Yeah.
And some of like the bullies, like how ridiculous and over the top they are.
Yeah.
Like,
I read your letterbox.
Yeah, it is like so stupid, but it just works, you know?
I know, like, he looks like
there's also-
meathead. Like his head looks so small for his body, and it was so corny.
Yeah, like that. The scene where it shows like Brooke and AJ are in the back of the pickup truck, and it's like her hair is blowing in the wind, and it's like slow mo. It's like such a corny moment, but it's like I feel like they were doing it on purpose, and I enjoyed it
Yeah.
because it like reminded me of sort of older, like 80s, 90s kind of movies. You know?
Yeah,
But-
I like that real quick because I felt like it was like them showing like how AJ perceives Brooke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just like I was brought earlier about like how like, this, like in his mind this is a perfect girl without her flaws, and like you see this girl like flowing, and you know. But I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's obviously some moments that were corny, but damn, they were so fucking good.
yeah. No, I love it. I really do love this movie. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have anything else, but maybe we could get to the ratings. Or what do you
I
think?
do have one.
Oh
more
yeah.
thing.
You're thinking
I
about
do
the
know it's.
ending.
I
Go
do
ahead.
know it's. I do know like we're long, but I'll be quick.
No,
But I
it's
just wanna
fine.
say,
It's
like,
fine. Yeah.
you know, the final moment I felt like with AJ and his dad like sharing a beer together was like such a nice moment because like it, you know, after everything that happened, you know, the snack shack, you know, Brooke, you know, their fights and like Shane's death and everything that kind of like happened to AJ, I took that as like, you know, his dad having a beer with him, like, you know, like you're growing up, you know, like you're an adult.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, man, like, you know, that's cool, you know, and it perceived me as like you don't need like a massive speech. They just sat there and they had a beer and I feel like they understood each other, you know.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was like a perfect like way to end, where it's like oh, you're doing all this shit, you're passing state lines, you're making homemade beer, doing all this, and then like all this stuff happens, it's like, hey man, like here, and they sit in silence.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like a beautiful moment. But yeah, that's how I kind of really feel about the ending. And I feel like more than anything is that one summer can really change your life when you're young. You don't really realize how much it changes to you until it's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And back
Good
to what you're
point.
saying about like growing up, you know, it's like it's sort of like a not spiritual, but it's like a representation of the like his dad realizing like, okay, like I'm gonna treat you as a man now. Have a beer with me, and we'll sit together. So, yeah. But all right, I guess we could rate it. I think I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe, unless you had any other closing
No, I
remarks.
feel like you guys like summed it up. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else I can say.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like you didn't say much for this
Nah.
review, Joe. But
I know I said a lot.
Well, no, this
no,
is your
bro,
movie.
you killed
so
it.
like-
It's your movie. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, so if I picked Dune or Marty, we would have been here for another 2 hours. So just be thankful.
Yeah. Thank God.
Next time you
No,
come on,
but-
we'll do a Timmy one.
Yeah, we'll do a Timmy themed episode. But
Oh, dude, count me the fuck in.
But
yeah, Cole.
so-
why don't you start with the ratings,
Yeah.
Cole, and then
Yeah, well, I'll give it a 5. I feel like it's just a great coming of age film, and it's a film that I could put on every year in the summer and just have a great time with. It's definitely a film that I recommend to people. Out of like the 10 films that I always recommend people, Snack Shack is always there. So I give it a 5. But yeah.
Matt, you wanna?
yeah, sure.
Sorry, my
So
cat.
Snack Shack, I gave a 4.5 stars or 9 out of 10. I think it's a near perfect coming of age film. It reminded me a lot of being a teenager and growing up and having these teenage summers with your friends and with girls and crushes and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just a movie that like brought me back to those days. And I think the performances are also incredible, and the themes that it handles with like growing up and loss and things like that. I think it just did a great job, and it's definitely underseen. So I'm glad that you recommended us, Cole, to talk about this. So maybe some more people could find out about this
Honestly,
movie and check it out.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Joe?
So yeah, I gave it the lowest out of everyone, a 4 out of 5, still an 8 out of 10. I did really enjoy it. Like they said, it is one of the better coming of age stories I've seen in a long time. I just didn't. The character's name is Brooke, right?
Yeah.
Brooke, yeah.
On second watch, I just wasn't as big of a fan of Brooke as I was the first time. But overall, still really enjoyed the summer vibes of just being with your friend and whatnot. Very relatable movie, no matter like where you're from in the world or what your experiences are.
Well said, Joe. So, all right. So now that we're going on a little past 3 hours here, I guess it'll be time to wrap up. So I'm gonna recommend a movie for the next episode, which you guys can go check out. So next episode is episode 100. So
Ooh,
I really
gotta be a special
struggled.
film.
Yeah, I struggled with what to choose for this. but
getting the
I
inside
decided
scoop.
I decided I wanted to go back into my favorites and look at all my 5-star films and pick one that we haven't talked about yet that I really enjoy. And it's one of my favorite films. You actually mentioned it, Cole, at the beginning of the episode. I want to talk about The Social Network.
Oh,
And
dude! Hell yeah, dude!
Another
love
reason
that
why I
film.
want to, another reason why I want to talk about it is obviously like preparation for The Social Reckoning, which will be out soon. So it'll be good to like rewatch this. And yeah, we'll also talk about what else is coming out. End of Oak Street,
and the
Insidious, maybe.
Insidious, yeah.
So,
Which is
Damn, I want to be on the next episode.
Apparently, you see,
Dude, I love
apparently you
Social
see
Network.
the Avengers Infinity War of the Insidious movies. So whatever that means.
oh yeah, whatever the fuck.
Wait,
that
who said
means.
that?
Like apparently reviews came out like from test screenings and people described it as the Infinity War of Insidious movies, which I don't even like.
Ridiculous.
I don't even know what that
What
means.
does that even mean?
I don't know.
But anyways, before we wrap up, just want to say, Cole, thank you so much for
Thanks
being
for coming
on.
on.
No
We had a
problem.
blast. It was a great
It was a
episode.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you
a
guys.
pleasure.
I really appreciate you guys having me on. If you guys ever want me in the future, man, I'd be more than happy to do it again. But thank you guys
Definitely,
for the
definitely.
invite.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, why don't you plug yourself quick before we go?
Yeah.
So I'm on TikTok. ColeFilmz. My @ is ColeFilmz7. Do a lot of reviews. We do deep dives. We do a lot of things. And on Instagram, we ColeFilmz. Facebook, YouTube, ColeFilmz. ColeFilmz. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, Cole, again, thank you so much for being here, and
Yeah.
we'll see you guys in the next episode 100.